Halito, everyone. Halito. Welcome. Great grand afternoon. Halito, welcome to the live. Wallace Carroll, Chief Kokomo, Priscilla, Jerry. Is it Kotek Knowledge? I don't want to mess that up, sir, ma'am. I don't know. I ain't gonna mess that up, but welcome everyone. I'm gonna play a little music, let the chat build.
A native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals.
Come on in, everybody.
Copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, but now applies to the descendants of Europeans born in America. 1828, Webster's Dictionary. Get it before it disappeared. Don't try it.
Why would I say I'm African?
Because it will disappear, y'all. Alito, Didi, Alexander, hey, sis.
Oh, say does that talking about you ain't got to drop black, nigga. You want to get every fucking thing we fucking fight against, nigga. Every fucking thing.
For the land of the free.
My country is the land of the free. My home is the land of the. This land that I rep is the land of the. This land that I rep is the. So the island is the land of the. Red, white, blue in the land of the. I put my flag in the dirt when I stand for it. Yeah, I'm loyal to the
Alito,
soil.
Mama Bell, Alito, Corilla, King Benji, Alito, my brother Marcus, El Mario.
I'm loyal to the soil and I stand on it. My country is the land of the. My home is the land of the. I put my flag in the dirt when I stand for it. Cause I'm loyal to the soil and I stand on it. Loyal to the soil and I stand on it. Loyal to the soil and I stand on it. Loyal to the soil and I stand on it. I put my flag in the dirt when I stand for it. I'm loyal to the soil. I'm loyal to the soil. I'm loyal to the soil. I put my flag in the dirt when I stand for it.
Motherfucking idiot nigga talking about you ain't got to drop black, nigga. You going against every fucking thing we fucking fight against, nigga. Every fucking thing. This is the shit we fight for, is to be called who the fuck we are and not fucking be called
Alito,
fucking
I realize how Alito, Mr. Doc Flat Brother.
It's to you, boy.
You fucking identify with black because that's the shit you was fucking raised in. So motherfucker, you was raised to be call your fucking self black. Black don't attach you to nobody's fucking land politically. Ain't no fucking flag for black land. Ain't no fucking black land. So nigga, drop that fucking black shit and call us who the fuck we are, nigga. You ain't finna come in here and reclassify us, nigga. I'm trying, nigga. I'm an Indian by bloodline.
That whole part, loyal to the soil, by bloodline, not by the motherfucking state this motherfucking corporation. We're motherfucking Indians by bloodline. We're not no native. Everybody's goddamn native. Everybody is native in this bitch that's born here. All these anchor babies, they're natives. That's including Caucasian, Asians, all of them. All of them just came here. They goddamn it, that whole part, they are the motherfucking natives. You're indigenous, but everybody's not indigenous. That whole part.
No peace. No peace. No peace. No peace.
We gon' die every day. Swear we gon' die every day. They say Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we rape. I know we die if we can't. Tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came. We been here, lived here, open borders, got deported off rights. Kidnapped, bitch, blacked out, covered up, washed white, drugged up, slugged up, beat red, left for dead, fuck your life. It's all a plan, kill your man, take your land, slay your kids, break your wife. Why y'all look so mad if all this shit I say is true? Why y'all look so mad if all this shit happened to you? White man quick to tell you was a slave, nothing before that. He himself only been free since 1940. Don't record it. I'm an ancient Egyptian from Atlantis, head straight from Canada, that's Israel. Nothing fake about me, no capping rapping. I just spent the ink and I'm digital. No caveman, I'm original. Kentucky fried, extra crispy. Wear a lot of gold cause my family history. I'm the guy to know.
Halito, Chisana, Halito, sis, Halito, Latrice, how y'all doing? Halito, they rock.
Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came. So we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if we can't. They talk me like what we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came.
Tony Furlow, Halito.
Power, only respect power. Respect power. What's been said, can't they say no louder.
Now, what the hell? Now, my bad, y'all. He's so sensitive ass phone.
Something no, you die coward. They bombed our churches, set our kids on fire. Police keep embracing cause they backed up by the nation. Nation ain't complaining cause Indians still hanging. Comanche, Sioux, Apache, ain't no history in blackness. No reason for that chatting if you bitch up with this action. AR on my body, tell the bro to grab the shot. He loading up that new edition, finna hit him with this body. I can't shoot the shit, but 37 misses, 54 races, 104 is click. Anytime in prison, they don't want the shit, they don't want the problems. Snitches get the stick, talking all that hatred, end up running like a bitch. Quick to call the laws, quick to play the beat.
Kalito, Green Ranger.
They said Jesus gonna save us. I know we die if we wait. I know we die if we can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came. So we gon' die every day. They say Jesus gonna save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if we can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came.
I'm gonna play one more song and we're gonna get into it. That was Trey Ali. The one before that was Chick Cali. This was his King Garcia. I own no rights to none of the music that I play.
Well,
Alito, Miss Vicky J.
Once again, it's time. Yeah. It's King Isaiah, I'm demanding
Alito, Corny Man.
I see everybody balling till it's time to connect. I see everybody kill us till you hand them attack. The cops read them they rights, not stick to their neck. 2 minutes chasing the check instead of checking priorities. Flexing heavy on the ground, but you still a minority. Fucking whips, your chains, or anything that came after. Misleading black people, you a fucking slave master. This is Genesis, I'm flipping the page backwards. Listen to intuition, we ain't got the same pastors. Me,
Halito, epic status. Mother son. Halito, darling, how you doing?
I'm 10 toes down, who gon' defeat us? I'm living gold, aboriginal, check my features. Who gon' speak up? I turn up and blow speakers, my own teacher.
Yes, I'm getting ready to play the video in just a minute, Chisa, now. Greetings, my sister Halito. Empress Never Say, how you doing? Like the Savior.
In my crown, knowing that I'm a king. You crossed too many times
with the help of trees.
I am my ancestors
from the black to the black.
Now we heal resurrected, but you back on the bed. They can't kill me, I'm forever on the rise. They despise my genetics, it's some special.
Greetings, Casey.
I'm descendant of the ones in the tombs.
Brown babies coming from wombs in tune with the sun and the moon.
You feel me? If it ain't clear, it's time to switch optics. Cause ignorance got us moving in fear, and that bring them big profits. But I'm a prophet, so I kick knowledge. Cause the shit that you hearing on the radio got us misguided. They got our goddesses hating they real.
Halito Jasmine, how you doing?
How y'all playing and
Pill popping, Halito Free Papa TV.
Is you paying attention? I guess not. You still paying to listen. I move
but it ain't from the summer.
Projected hate. We're gonna let the whole world
up and telling they great.
Everybody getting money, but we spreading the bait. So
Halito Brandon Rogers.
Better this place is on. Our skin tones is up to
the grand mastery.
To have room for my dome, defy
gravity.
Yeah. The real rulers of earth reverse humanity. The queen's high supreme, color your majesty. You better battle me, listen, don't be a casualty. Fuck a colonizer, we gotta see other galaxy. Super late, bitch, I move truth, fuck moving weight. Earth is actual state, and that I like to illuminate and prosper. I promise I'm passionate with my power. I'm writing all my wrongs and balancing every chakra. Who gon' stop when my daddy try? The reason you so scared to fly is cause you scared to die. But I exist in dimensions beyond this plane. You thinking it's all a game. When you open up your eyes, your energy start to change. We still traumatized and hindered from all the pain. It's good versus evil, our enemies all the same. So I'm 10 toes down with my feet in the dirt. And when I leave Earth, you still hear me speaking words. His music is all my scriptures I've been keeping since birth. When I spoke them into existence, I was seeing my work. My purpose is my perspective. I'm serving a higher message. A piece of the Most High is written in my genetics. I speak for my soul tribe. We shed a divine essence, releasing the soul ties.
Halito is the American Indian Mound Guardian. Halito, Monica Aces. Halito, Black Indian immigrant, bro. How you doing? Halito Joseph Scott, how you doing, my brother? Good nigga.
If you ain't trying to bring change, you're invisible, nigga. For real. My message lives, it's invisible, nigga. And fuck being rich if you ain't got no visible, nigga. Crap.
Now that's bars.
Hey, let me say something real quick. All these years we've been calling each other niggas and they think we tripping. Have our own kind looking at us with resentment. But listen, you see, we not slaves, but we are the descendants. But this is a new age, so it's time to transition. Nigga means noble individual, grace and godly ambition. Because we always make gold out of the labels that they give us. Because this is our land. We were the first that ever existed. So respect your temple, honor your kingdom. From the motherland to the other land.
Halito Fisher came out, Joe. We are indigenous. Fuck being rich if you ain't got no principles, nigga. I'm finna play the video to the upcoming event with Chief Sunal and her nation are throwing the event, the Green Coin Fest. So please come out and join us if you can, or if you're in that area, come on by and help celebrate our indigenous culture.
New Orleans, Louisiana. Let's get ready for a weekend that we'll all never forget. Starting July 22nd, 2022, the Tropical Nations, in association with Tribe Express, presents the American Aborigine Forum. This event will consist of art exhibits, speakers, vendors, guest artists, and an amazing meet and greet. This will all take place at the Regency Reception Hall, 7300 Downman Road, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70128. The forum will take place from 1 to 5 p.m. This is open to the public and it is absolutely free. After we set things off Friday night with the American Aboriginal Forum, Saturday night, July 23rd, it's a Dress to Impress event. We gon' flashy and classy at the Deck to the Nines Gala with live music by Sarah Nevels, Omari Nevels and the Fuel, Chief Caddy, Job Bricks, and more. This will also go down at the Regency Reception Hall from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Tickets for guests and tables for the dinner is $100, $15 per youth. And after all of that, we'll end the weekend the same way we started, with positivity and high vibrations. Sunday, July 24th, is the Green Corn Festival. This is a celebration of Aborigine culture with food, Indian drummer, vendors, and more. This is also free and open to the public. This will jump off at 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Armstrong Park, 701 North Rampart Street, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70128. You guys don't want to miss this event. You definitely want to be there for the gala. Pull out your best. Let's go. Let's stand up and show the world who we are. Yeah, the Tropical Nation and Tribe Express presents the American Aborigine Forum, the Deck to the Nines Gala, and the Green Corn Festival going down July 22nd, 23rd, and 24th in New Orleans, Louisiana. Be there. New Orleans.
Halito, everyone. Halito. Let me stop sharing real quick before I go sharing what I came here for. Halito, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As y'all see the title, From Riches to Rags. It ain't rags to riches. We went from riches to rags. And we have a plenty of proof of how we went to riches to rags and how they came in through Ellis Island and Angel Island to conquer the American Indians. Because before they even came here, we was already here. We always existed. And for a fact that they know that we exist is the reason why they came. You just don't stumble up on some fucking land and then say, this is the new world, nigga. This was the old world. It was just new to those clowns that never been here. Let's get that straight. They came in on all ends to come in and to take the land from us. So I'm going to show y'all a footage how we went from rags to riches. I mean, from riches to rags. I'm going to share my screen. Like I said, we're going to get right into it. We got so many of these videos, so I just decided to, where is the one I wanted to show? Is this? No, it's right here. You know, you got motherfuckers claiming to be us. When there's footage out here telling us who we are, who we were, and there's plenty of documents telling us. And right here it says the church in Antioch, Muskogee, Oklahoma, March the 27th. Let's go in here, y'all. Says it right there. The Muskogee teachers, professor and damn, it moved too fast. So how did you go from this right here? Halito, Elizabeth Young, who did I miss? Coppertone, info.wise, Halito. Halito V, hey sis, how you doing? Willie Lily. And to those coming in, Halito. This is black and white. There's no sound, y'all. So just, you know, it's just showing y'all. So you was in poverty. This is in the early 1927. They claimed y'all was in straight poverty and always been in poverty. You didn't get no style from no motherfucking Caucasian. They knew nothing of this. Even when they show y'all those fake ass goddamn Western fucking stories, like they was here and they was not here. What they was portraying when they put on those dresses, the women with the big hump in the back, that was you. Those images of you, they was portraying. Them bitches ain't never had no ass. Now, granted, some of them today may got some because of doing all the goddamn chemicals and shit they putting in goddamn steroids and shit in your food. Them niggas was not here. They always wanted to be you. This is right here. Look at this thing. Look at this. El Reno. Now, how a nigga afford to own a car? Auto collision. What? They was fixing the cars even when they tapped because they the one built the cars. Creek. Oh, okay, Cole. Company in training school. Creek, y'all. It says Creek. Creek Indian. They actually branched off from the Muskogee. Look. Where you at, Ling Ling? You need to see this, Ling Ling. Your dumb ass need to see this. Church is in session, y'all. Y'all see this? That's masonry. You see how that building's built? Because if you go back on that film that I put in the chat the other day, or them coming from fucking over there in Europe, they didn't have these type of buildings over there. Halita Negro Roselle, they didn't have this type of shit over there in Europe. So how the fuck they gonna come? Like I said, that be the same way as the motherfuckers coming out of Africa, the motherfuckers coming out of Europe. None of this is over there, and I'm gonna show y'all. And right to this day, it's not over there. Even the dogs is clean. Let's go to Oklahoma. This is the cadets, y'all. Look at them. Look at them hats. Y'all remember them hats y'all granddaddy used to wear? This is what we need to get back to. This is when we had respect for our people and one another. Douglas Warshoe, professor of D&M Lewis. Damn. But they don't show it. They don't show it too long, do they? They don't want these motherfuckers to see that shit. But we already know this. This is Muskogee. And I mean, like, these people, it was pride. Look how they got pride for themselves. They took all this from you. Your pride, your self-esteem, everything. Caught digging a booger. Where's I'm still looking for Ling Ling. I ain't seen not one Ling. No goddamn it, Jose, none of these motherfuckers in here. Where you at? See, you see different textures of hair right amongst these people. Our ancestors, different textures of hair. And you see that right in your own damn bloodline. You see, that's when we didn't play. Back then, big mamas didn't play. Get your ass in line. Let's go. No. Everybody was eating good. Right. But they look like anybody starving. Because a lot of our people had goddamn it 15 and 20 children. Don't look like nobody starving to me. You see that little girl, like I said, the hair texture was different between everybody. Look at that. They came along and gave y'all some motherfucking flea bag ass motherfuckers with dead particles. The goddamn whole head is dead. And these are the motherfucking, y'all say is the original people. Okay. See, look at them. Uh-oh, granddad got a tooth missing. It was all right. It was all right back in the day now. It was all right. Look at them. They kept that school in line. They was not playing. Look at the brickwork. They wasn't in no shacks teaching school. Fuck shit. But when you go up in the Pan-Boo-Boo community, they teach you that you was goddamn slaves. You didn't have shit. You ain't shit, and you ain't gonna never be shit till you move back to Africa. That's what they teach. That says Muskogee too. I can't read the rest, but I see Muskogee up in Oklahoma. They're still in Muskogee, March something. Look at these sisters, y'all. From goddamn it, riches to rags, y'all. Look at this shit. This is what. Now you showed me one Caucasian that came off this boat was dressed like this. Show me one Caucasian that came off that boat on the video I just showed y'all of them coming to America that goddamn it was sharp like this. I'll wait. That whole part. Because we made the clothes, y'all. Cotton is from America. This nigga is so sharp. That remind me of my granddaddy. That long coat on. Ooh, baby. That's exactly how my nigga used to dress. With that hat on. Look at the sister, baby. Look at her. I don't remember my grandmama being regular. My grandmama used to dress. And it passed on down through my mama because my mama used to dress us. Look at this. Look at the coats. They made these coats. This shit wasn't shipped in from no fucking Asia. It wasn't made in Japan. It was made right here in their shops. The fuck y'all mean, niggas? So if they were doing all this sewing in Africa, why was these niggas still running around half naked, butt naked and shit? Yes, and they using video cameras. Just to let y'all know the fuck shit, y'all. Welcome everybody that just came in. If I missed you, welcome, welcome, welcome. You see it for yourself. No one people ain't showing y'all this. They supposed to have so much knowledge. They supposed to goddamn it know everything, know what you went through, according to that damn. They have whole motherfucking couches full of funky ass niggas talking about how goddamn it your ass was went through this, went through that. Where is this at? I saw, okay, Joseph, you want to send to my email or you want to, how you want to do it? Come up here. I mean, y'all, every time they come out, they show. But I'll show y'all a prime example in Color Purple. Y'all remember she owned a tailor shop in the end? We always owned the tailor shop, y'all. It was us. Don't let them, because the motherfuckers over in Asia wasn't sewing this type of shit. They were sewing the shit that you see them in, and most of the time right today, those silky like stuff. This is what our people was wearing. Right here. Get your shit custom made, god damn it. How many of y'all came up with your grandmama and them making those covers and stuff? That means had different patchwork. Because my grandmama, they had a whole big ass closet full. And we know what we know today, we would have never thrown no more ones. We moved them in with my auntie. We had to get rid of so much stuff. And there was so many of those goddamn blankets, we threw them all away. I'm pretty sure if we would have kept those blankets, they would have been worth something, y'all. Look at this shit. Organization, Stone Organization. So it's a store organization. I part of the Elliott store organization. These are their stores. Now, how the fuck Europeans made this shit from y'all when they wasn't even wearing this shit? You gotta make this make sense, y'all. Make this make motherfucking sense. Dude had a big old donkey behind him, though. Oh, he needed a looser pair of pants. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Either dress up or dress down. He still look good. Dress down. Y'all notice ain't nobody wearing nothing until we wear it? Y'all notice that? It ain't cool to wear it. And then all of a sudden, they came out with this sagging shit. That motherfucking shit that they do in motherfucking prison to let a motherfucker know that you down with the shit. And you niggas ain't got it right ever since. You been fucked up in the mind ever since. You didn't have to march for rights. You had privileges. You already had everything. These motherfuckers were so goddamn low down, they bombed our communities. They went through and burned down our prominent communities because they was jealous. Brought their ass across in filth, fucking in a motherfucker with all kind of diseases on their ass, and got mad when they got here and see how we were living. Now we riding like a motherfucker, driving like a motherfucker. Y'all remember Miss Seeley? She had to drive for that. What's her name? Oprah. She had to drive for that lady because that crazy bitch didn't even know how to drive a car. I thought y'all admitted this shit, but look how our people driving, y'all. They let you know the shit been around. Motherfuckers a whole thing. I mean, they'll still a stink out of shit. You can't make this up. Yes, not Black Wall Street. Black means Civil War Tooth mean dead. This right here was the Muskogee Indians, Wall Street. We have Wall Streets everywhere, y'all. They only want to tell y'all about Oklahoma. Look at them, y'all. Look at them, goddamn it. Oh, they shy, baby. We had our own cadets, y'all. The little mighty warriors. One of his legs was longer than the other. That's my cousin. So he working hard, y'all. On part 3, we got some more stuff we're gonna hit y'all with. You see this? You know, like I said, I'm about uplifting my people. I'm not gonna tell y'all that y'all was goddamn shit like these other motherfuckers, because you wasn't. You always goddamn it been sugar, baby. Always been sweet. They couldn't stand it. Dirty motherfuckers. What the fuck happened? The hell? They got tigers and bears? Okay. You was great, baby. Always was great. But long came a spider. God damn it. Let's see. I want to go over here. Is this the one I want to? As long as I keep him up, I can. Yeah. Give me a second, y'all. Let me find the videos. For educational purposes only.
Over here, such and such. All day.
Yeah, look how you went to work, shoved in the motherfucker.
We're paying today. We're paying more in the bottom town. Such and such. 7 years today. 70 cents today.
70 cents over there. This is how y'all went up and made money.
$8 box, and you guarantee you if you pull today and we pull what we got to pull today, you have $11 in your pocket.
This is not taking place in the Congo.
He said something place in the Congo.
It is not
I want to pull that back. I want him to say that again.
Over here, 7 cents. All day, Tom. Over here, 7 cents today. We're paying today. We're paying more in the bottom town. 7 cents.
Did he say the Congo? Can somebody hear this from me? I love you too, Empress. No.
$8 box, and you guarantee you if you pull today and we pull what we got to pull today, you have $11 in your pocket.
This is taking place in the Congo. It has nothing to do with Johannesburg or Cape Town.
Nothing to do with Johannesburg or Cape Town.
Or Nigeria. This is Florida. These are citizens of the United States, 1960. This is a shape-up for migrant workers. The hawkers are chanting the going peace rate at the various fields. This is the way the humans who harvest the food for the best-fed people in the world get hired.
They don't look like pole trash to me. They even going to work in their best, y'all. Look at them. Was they ragged and tore up?
One farmer looked at this and said, "We used to own our slaves. Now we just rent them."
And he ain't talking about no Caucasian because these motherfuckers went here.
Said,
I think they're the great
Dodge the hijack.
what I've called the excluded Americans. They are people who cry out, the workers and their children and their wives, who cry out for some assistance and whose plight is a shame. It's a shame in America.
The president of the American Farm Bureau Federation, the largest farmers organization, says,
I think that most social workers would agree that it's better for a man to be employed, even if his capacity is such as to limit his
I'm gonna find out Chief Crazy Overstanding.
we'll take the position.
I asked Chief
It's
Chisa
far better to
now.
have thousands
Whenever
of
you get a
these
chance,
folks
they want us to do another
practically
matriarch deal.
unemployable, earning
Cause
some
like I said, they've been
money,
busy, y'all. They
doing
just got
some productive
off from
work
tour with her husband,
for
her and
a
little.
days a year.
So that's why I've been just doing it by
This is an
myself, because they
American story
just
that
got
began
back in
in
town,
Florida
y'all.
and ends in New Jersey and New York State with the harvest.
Trust me, I'm ready to do it.
It is
I'm
a
ready to do a
1960 grapes of
matriarch
wrath
deal.
that begins at the Mexican border in California and ends in Oregon and Washington. It is the story of men, women, and children who work 136 days of the year and average $9.
I know he said Congo. That's why I try to tell y'all.
They travel in buses. They ride trucks. They follow the sun.
Well, I don't know. It don't look like we'll ever get ahead. I guess we'll just have to keep going till we can find something better.
A minister named Cassidy, who works with them, says,
They are just as bad as a slave. Only on name they are not a slave, but in the way they are treated, they are worse than a slave. And somebody has making thousands of dollars out of his sweat. Is that a slave or not?
They are the migrants, workers in the sweatshops of the soil, the harvest of shame.
Brought to you tonight by Philip Morris Incorporated, makers of Marlboro, filter cigarette with the unfiltered taste. Now, Edward R. Murrow.
This is Facts, Chisa now.
Harvest of Shame. It has to do with the men, women, and children who harvest the crops in this country of ours, the best fed nation on earth. These are the forgotten people, the underprotected, the undereducated,
and when they say undereducated, they lying, y'all. They the uneducated.
On Thanksgiving, because were it not for the labor of the people you are going to meet, you might not starve.
This is when they really started the heavy propaganda. When they came out with the motherfucking TV. Halito Bronze Fair Power. Halito, my brother. Halito, Ghetto Child. This is when they started all the propaganda, y'all.
Mother of 9 children.
Mrs. Dobie, what things do you pick up north?
We pick strawberries and cherries.
Who works with you?
I thought so-called niggas was the slave. Only slaves.
Well, they just kindly stay along with us or take care of themselves. The one that can't walk usually stays in baby bed.
What?
What is an average dinner for the family?
No, you mean what do we have in?
Yes.
I cook a pot of beans and fry some potatoes or some corn or something like that.
And where did y'all find that potato and corn and shit? That was our shit.
We don't have milk except maybe when we draw our paycheck, we have milk about once a week.
For all these children, you have
the
milk?
baby has, she is on the bottle and she uses about 15 cans of milk a week. But the older children have milk about once a week.
Do they like to drink milk, Mrs. Dillon?
Yes, they like milk.
The only reason I asked that question, I was quite shocked that they had milk only once a week.
Just thought they didn't like it. But they like milk, but there's so many. A gallon of milk will make them a glass around, and so we just can't afford it every day.
What do you want most for your children, Mrs. Dobie?
Well, I'd like for them to have a career, whatever they want to be. When they got older, of course, the smaller ones, they don't realize yet to know what they'd like to be. But the older girl, she'd like to go to school.
Thanks, Kahid. That's what they do. Halito Sharada, Halito.
She really likes to go to school, but she had to miss last week because she had to keep the baby for me to work.
This was in the 60s, y'all.
Need your DOL card fast? 360 Training is the most trusted company.
Fair use for educational purposes.
Mrs. Dobie, wouldn't you ever care to have a house of your own?
I'd like to have a house. If we plan to buy one, if we could ever get enough to pay down on one, we'd buy one.
Do you think this will ever happen?
Well, it don't seem like it.
Yep, that's a German. Remember, they came here between the late 1900s to the early 1900s. The last migration was like the 1940s. So by now, there's people that could speak some English. But when they first got here, they couldn't speak no English. English, sir. No English.
The migrants call it their home, but the circus people call their winter quarters their Sarasota.
Remember the movie I just showed y'all about people was 1927. This is the 1960s. So like I said, from riches to rags.
Come here that don't have the money to rent a room. They'll sleep around the bars in the grass.
You done lost your land by now, y'all.
Around the Lake Erie. In the park.
Lake Erie.
Any place they can find to sleep, to rest for a few hours. They come here with one thought in mind, is to survive till the end of this season and save enough money to get to the next state.
That's a Caucasian in that window.
From towns like this throughout Florida and throughout the South, the 2 to 3 millions move out on their annual migration, which ends in late November.
Yes, it sure was after they bombed our towns and stuff.
They carry with them whatever little they possess, whatever little they are.
Halito says, Halito Diva
While
Glam.
families were preparing to move north, there was still some work in the bean fields.
And our people still dress better than theirs.
Were left to fend for themselves.
Jerome, how old are you?
9.
9. Do you go to school?
Yes.
Where do you go to school, Jerome?
I did it over Children Elementary School.
I see. What is your sister's name?
Lois.
That's Lois. And
now why Lois
what are
ain't
your
got no
sister's
motherfucking
names?
foreign name?
Catherine.
Catherine
Catherine and Beulah.
and Brewer.
What happened to your foot, Jerome?
Juvenile out there by the wash house.
Oh, God.
So you drove a nail in out by the wash house. What did your mother do for that?
She put some alcohol on it
Where do you sleep, Jerome?
in his bed.
You have this big bed?
Yes.
What happened? How did you get that hole in that bed there, Jerome?
The rats.
The what?
Rats.
Now, Jerome, you are taking care of Kathy, of Beulah, and Lois.
Yes.
Now, are you going to give them lunch today?
Yes.
What are you going to feed them?
I don't know.
Do you have any food here to give them?
Yes.
I see. What time does your mother come home?
I don't know.
The following day, Aline King, the mother of Jerome, Kathy, Lois, and Beulah, again was picking beans. Aileen King, I saw your children yesterday at the Okeechobee camp. Why didn't you put them in the nursery?
I don't make enough to pay for it.
How much does it cost to put them in?
85 cents.
85 cents.
That's right.
Aileen, what time did you come out the field this morning?
6 o'clock.
What time would you get home?
About
Halito A1, how you doing, my brother?
6 this morning to 4 o'clock this afternoon.
That's right.
How much did you earn?
$1.
$1?
That's right. $1.
Is that because the beans were of poor quality?
That's right.
Has this happened before?
That's right.
How much will your food cost you today?
About $2.
Aileen, how old are you?
29.
How many children do you have?
14.
What? Did she say 14
How old were you when you
children?
first started working in the fields?
8.
You've been working 21 years.
And it still don't look like her children was
Aileen, do you ever think
starving.
you'll be able to get out of this?
Propaganda, y'all. Propaganda. She said she got 14
All
children.
the migrants travel fourth class. If there is a privileged class, they ride in their own jalopy, in the best Jode family tradition.
Y'all know those companies that have you go out every day to different job sites. This is the same thing they was doing. You got paid, but even though you wouldn't get paid what you was worth, you did get paid. This is the same fucking thing, but they want to make it look like it's just us out here.
Orchards of America. Lowe has been following the migrants for the past 9 months. Some are freewheelers who travel as a family unit. He met the Parsons family as they were about to leave Belgrade tomatoes for Indiana strawberries. Mr. Parsons, do you think the farmers you work for care about your problems?
No, sir. They're not in particular worried about you. They just want their stuff out and you get away as quick as possible.
Would you say that you're welcomed when you're needed?
Well, that is the only time that you are welcome is when they are needing you. They're friendly and everything, but once they're done with you, well, they'd rather for you to move.
Did they ever ask you to leave their places?
I thought they didn't do this type of work, y'all.
If you finishing up like tomorrow, well,
Ain't this what the pan boo-boos teach y'all?
Out and gone in about 3 days, and that way cut down on their electric bills
You
and
ain't
all
heard
the
it from
other
me.
stuff.
What do you want most in this world for you and your family?
I'd like for my family to be well, stay together as much as possible. I'd like to be on a farm somewhere out away from so many people to where they could attend one church.
Halito
Be
original
interested
along with
mostly in one school.
Halito Green Machine. I was coming with this goddamn. Even in her mixture, you can still see nigga in her. Look at her. But anyway, fair use.
And that way I believe they'd all be better satisfied.
Look how he look. No
Mr.
lips.
Parsons, do you think this will ever happen?
Not the rate that I'm going now, no.
Most of them ride 1,500 to 2,000 miles to work in vehicles owned
Yeah,
by
they did
co-leaders who recruit the workers for the migration north. This is the Roach family looking for work.
He said a roach.
Mr. Roach, how did you happen to come to this place?
I'm done.
Well, I came to Augusta, and I was talking to some people, and
I don't
they
know
told me
about
to come
y'all,
on
but I ain't
down
never
to
seen no
Waycross.
colored people named Roach.
It was a lot smart work around Waycross, see? Well, how many miles have you been traveling looking for work so far? About 1,600 and something.
Ain't got no lips.
Mr. Roach, where did you spend the night last night with your family? Over in the woods.
He's mixed.
pull up on
both of them mixed, y'all. Look at them.
Our little dirt road is
Look at them.
in the woods outside the car.
May I ask you, sir, what did you have for dinner and your family last night?
Well, we had bologna sausages and
One of his goddamn people was pretending to be
is it?
Caucasian, y'all.
How
This
much
is
money
where
do you
this
have in the
look
world
came
right
from.
at this moment?
I only have about $1.45.
Well, what do you intend to do about food for your family today?
Well, I've always worked and I always figured I could get work. I had never been where I couldn't get a little something to do.
Fact, that's what I'm trying to prove, Empress Speaks, that it is a form of work. They want you to think, oh, you're beating and whipping your ass. No, it was a form of employment.
Cattle carried to market by federal regulation must be watered, fed, and rested for 5 hours every 28 hours. People, men, women, and children,
Those
are
is.
carried to the fields of the north in journeys as long as 4 days and 3 nights. They often ride 10 hours without stop for food or facilities. The first stop
My
is
nigga don't
normally
even have
at
to stay
Ewing, Florida,
on the right side of
1
the
mile
damn
from the Georgia border, a checkpoint for farm labor leaving the state.
Okay.
Halito
There are other
American
stops.
and
Kingsland,
Halito my
Georgia,
sister.
for bread and sandwich meat.
That whole part, Empress number
Darien,
say,
Georgia,
I
for
love my.
facilities.
They ain't as full, but I got lips. They got slits. Look, they know what bananas is. Y'all remember that other movie I showed y'all? They didn't even know what a banana was. We always knew what banana was. Yep, chimpanzee lips. Oh, look at them. They so handsome, some handsome
1,000
children.
miles north of Belgrade, Florida, by way of U.S. Route 17 and 301. Through Jacksonville, Savannah, Charleston, Wilmington, and New Bern is Elizabeth City, North Carolina. A bean stop, good for 6 weeks' work. This camp was home for 40 days for the families of Tom Lockett's crew, now 30 hours out of Belgrade.
Ms. Blakely, how many years have you been working in agriculture in the fields?
Oh, frankly, all of my life. I haven't did no other work much but in the field all of my life. I raised all my kids working in the field.
I noticed that there's some straw over there. What is that for?
Well, that was the straw they brought for the people to sleep on.
Well, weren't mattresses supplied here?
They used to be, but they ain't now.
Mrs. Blakely, where is the water supply over here?
That's it right down.
For how many people?
But this and that over the other.
Oh,
we used the same.
Look at the haircuts, still the same haircuts, y'all.
And how many bathrooms are there here?
Now.
Where do you use the bathroom? Where are the facilities?
Don't have one. We use our tin tubes.
Mrs. Brown, how did the children fare on the journey up north?
Well, they got kind of fretful, and got so riding.
Halito Creek Running Water.
We made it.
Halito Black.
May I ask how old you are?
I'm 37.
Mrs. Brown, how many years have you been working in the fields?
All my life.
Do you remember how old you were when you started?
Halito Bam
about 8 years old.
Predator.
Would you like to get out of this work?
OCO.
I sure would.
Do you think you'll ever
Primogenital. I don't know if Halito, my sister, how you doing?
Do you think you'll be able to, though?
I don't know.
20 miles from Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, the workers, driven 900 miles north by crew leader Norman Hall, picked beans at the prevailing rate of 50 cents a hamper. Lunch is not a picnic, but brought from the labor camp or purchased at the open-air kitchen. Or in a bottle, heated by the rays of the sun.
In a survey in 21 states conducted by the National Council of Churches, the migrants themselves listed the evils of labor camp life. Bad housing, flies, mosquitoes, dirty beds and mattresses, unsanitary toilets, and lack of hot water for bathing. One employer of hundreds
It
of
ain't like you
laborers
niggas love to
asked,
bathe in the motherfucking
"Are
way.
they happy people?"
The hell he talking about bathing? You motherfuckers didn't bathe. But we made a way to bathe. That's the thing about us.
New contacts from her doorstep than her doctor.
He didn't give a damn if it was cold water. We still washed our ass.
Well, I guess they got a little gypsy in their blood. They just like it. A lot of them wouldn't do anything else.
Halito, I'm
A lot of
a
them don't know
McCoy.
anything.
Halito, how you doing?
That's all they
Halito
want
drinking
to do.
these.
They love it. They love to go from place to place. They don't have a worry in the world. They're happier than we are. Today, they eat. Tomorrow, they don't worry about. They're the happiest race of people on earth.
Mr. Jones, do you think that
And
the
Petu
migratory labor
doing
makes a
these.
living wage?
Halito stay working.
They make a poor living. In other words, sometimes it's just like the farmer. Sometimes when things are good, when the yields are good and they can make good money, they make a good living. But take year in and year out from different seasons, different sections of the country, I'd say no, they make a poor living.
There are days when beans are not ready for harvest.
See, this is what it is. This is the aftermath of after the bombing and destroying our cities.
Hauled his workers to this camp at Powell's Landing, Virginia, where they worked 5 weeks pulling corn and picking beans. And when the fields have been stripped in North Carolina and Virginia, the trucks and buses again move north.
Little Creek.
This is Little Creek Ferry, outside of Norfolk. 20,000 migrants are ferried.
It's
to the
funny,
fertile
through
fields
all
of
these
Virginia,
black and
Cape,
white,
and
we
eastern
still
shores
ain't
of
seen
Maryland
no
and Delaware
goddamn
for
natives,
beans,
though.
Tomatoes, asparagus, and potatoes.
Yeah, you think they'll be up and moving around? We should come up in a glimpse of one or two some damn
We
well.
had a little trouble on the road about 4 o'clock this morning, Sunday morning. And a car, and a little red. On the Kia.
Has this ever happened before with any crews coming up north?
Once I remember, on the trail in North Carolina.
What happened?
Everybody got killed.
Every year, as predictable as the seasons, there are accidents resulting in death and serious injury to these laborers. On June 6, 1957, at the intersection of U.S. Route 301 and State Highway 102, 9 miles from Fayetteville, North Carolina, 21 migrants were killed, 17 males, 3 females, and the baby boy. The police report stated one of the causes of the high loss of life was the packaging of the occupants of the truck.
Wow.
Today, only 6 states have laws providing for the safe
This
transportation
nigga sure
of
got some
migrants
hella
within their
fast
borders.
goddamn satellite
The
dishes
state
on the
of
side
North
of his head.
Carolina
don't it?
is not one of the 6. Secretary of Labor Mitchell.
Hardly a year
The
goes by that
motherfuckers
we
are
don't
smoking,
read
doing the
in
goddamn
paper of
interviews
some
and
very
everything.
serious accident where sometimes a dozen or more people have been killed.
Exactly. What was
purely
they doing?
because there is no
Chief
interstate
overstanding.
standard with regard to safety.
Another complication of the migrant stream is the constant flow of foreign workers into the available pool of domestic workers. Hundreds of thousands of Mexican braceros and thousands of offshore
You see
laborers from
Mexicans,
the
what the
Caribbean
fucking
area,
natives?
hired by contract, depress the wage scale of the domestic migrant. This controversy is most bitter on the West Coast. Joseph Woods, a Marine combat veteran of the Pacific, competes against the braceros. Lowe talked to the Woods family under a tree, which was their home in California.
Mr. Woods, how did you happen to pick this spot to camp?
Well, someone told us about it, and they said it was all right to camp here.
Where do you get your water supply?
We go to town after it.
And how do you bring it back here?
In cans. We have a 10-gallon can.
What do you use for sanitary facilities, Mr. Woods?
Well, just get by the best we can.
How many days will you have to be picking cherries in order to find enough money to move into a house? Mr.
Well,
Woods?
probably quite a few. They usually want a month's rent in advance, so by the time the cherries are over here, we'll be moving somewhere else.
Coleman was a motherfucker, wasn't he?
Mrs. Wood, tell me about the children. Do they go out in the orchards and work with you when you work?
Well, we have taken them out sometimes, but they're a little too small to work.
Who takes care of them here?
My father stays here and takes care of them usually.
Do you think that you'll ever make enough money picking fruit, Mr. Woods, in order to get settled down in one place and have a home of your own?
I don't think so.
Throughout the United States, there are others, like the Woods family, who are not able to enjoy the luxury of living in a labor camp. In New Jersey, a few miles from Princeton, is this labor camp. There are 2 water taps and 2 outhouses. Families live in one room, usually in one bed. The single men live in the bull pit.
Nope.
Their space?
Gee, son, that ain't no shit. OCO, Wilmore Reed. OCO, my brother.
4 people live in this room in New Jersey. A family of 6 will move into this room. Nearby, a trotting raceway has new stables for horses. They cost $500,000. At Cutchogue, New York, 300 migrants live in this camp owned and operated by the Potato Growers Association of Long Island. This is migrant housing, 90 miles from Times Square. Some have tried to leave the endless migratory stream. Wherever this happens, the local slum areas expand. This is Riverhead, Long Island, New York. A minister said, "This is as primitive as man can live." This settlement of former migrants is called the Bottoms. In Shenango County, New York State, a farm labor camp.
That's the feeling of earning unlimited cash back with the new PayPal cashback.
Fair use for educational purposes only.
1,257 miles from Belglade. The migrant mission serves 1/2 pint of milk and 1 cracker to each child.
What?
This is their lunch. Their parents eat lunch in the field, sometimes 75 miles away. This is the living space of
by this time, y'all, like I said, they had took your land.
The room is
They had bombed your major cities, all your fucking Wall Streets and stuff, and took your land.
Charles Schumann, president of the American Farm Bureau Federation.
And this is the next motherfucking major migration they're trying to pull on us right now so they can do the motherfucking shit again. Niggas better wake the fuck up.
Some people, some sections call it the furnish. And it's almost impossible.
I got a couple more videos. I'm going to put this in the chat.
Benefits. At the same time, we don't
so you can finish. It ain't that much more, but it's almost
Mr.
an
Schumann,
hour.
why does the American Farm Bureau Federation so violently oppose federal legislation?
I think there'll be more rapid progress with state regulation than there will be with federal regulation. We think that federal legislation will follow the route that almost all federal legislation does of additional and more stringent and more regulations with more and more red tape and more cutting to a certain pattern all over the country. And in fact, it would probably rule out the use of migrant labor.
I just put the link in the chat so you, if you want to finish watching it, because I had a couple more. Got a couple more other videos that I want to bring to y'all attention. Let me stop sharing while I find it. Bear with me right now, y'all. Let me find out the video history. like I said,
the Department of Housing and Urban Development and the federal government writ large.
The hell?
Like many songs will tell you,
Bullet holes left in my peepholes.
the story of what housing and other living conditions look like for many Black Americans is pretty bleak. And that's by design. In addition
By design,
to
y'all.
artists cataloging their very personal experiences,
When the landlord dissed us, no heat. Why Christmas missed us?
it's been proven that the modern phenomenon of concentrated Black poverty was an intentional government-sponsored institution. This is in part why President Biden issued an executive order back in January, intended to right the historical wrongs Black folks have faced when it
That
comes to
nigga ain't
housing
trying
and
to
homeownership
do
in this
shit.
country. But first, let's take it back.
The dawn of the 20th century, African Americans in major cities.
Now, how you go from
lived
being this Shaw?
scattered throughout the city. They weren't segregated particularly.
Look at him, this Shaw, y'all.
Great migration of 6 to 7 million African Americans north and west escaping the South. The predominant response of the United States government, and
Even in the
state
South, you were sharp.
governments
You got dogs to hijack y'all.
was to contain
Because they
Black
push what the
people
fuck
in
these
their
folks
own
want them to push.
And HUD, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, was particularly a part of this role. With precursors to HUD, introduced and encouraged racially restrictive covenants, redlining of every major city where African Americans landed. They
Landed. What the fuck you mean, bitch? We always been on the goddamn land.
Infamously called
Like we
Negro
dropped out of a
removal
spaceship
by
hole.
the great James Baldwin.
Urban renewal, which means moving Negroes out. It means Negro removal. That is what it means.
Exactly. The African American bullshit that they weren't even using back then.
That
Facts, Grandma
so-called
Janice. I
urban
want them
renewal
gone.
also included a federally sponsored interstate highway system, which was intentionally designed to mow through vibrant Black neighborhoods. Take
Yeah, we know we
Miami,
got
for
councils here. The prisons, Empress Street. Yeah,
I-95
we
and I-395
been on there for years.
bulldoze right through the predominantly Black and low-income
A
overtown
lot of us
neighborhood,
came from
previously
those
called colored town during segregation.
bloodlines. Those people
The
that was in the
Department of Housing and
councils.
Urban Development, the federal government writ large, in the first 7 decades of the 20th century, invested billions of dollars in racial segregation.
I don't see no natives. What a cut?
Concentrated
What?
poverty. Each time this country created
The natives said they was the one classified as color. Where they at?
Black people, slavery, Jim Crow, it created and dismantled it. They replaced it with another one. And the iconic Black ghetto, I don't use that as a pejorative, I use it as a descriptor, was a follow-on institution to slavery and Jim Crow. That's the legacy that every new administration inherits, and the Biden administration has as well.
Today, I'm directing the Department of Housing and Urban Affairs and Urban Development to redress historical racism in federal housing policies.
And he's behind it.
This
He
executive
pushes
order
it.
is just one of 4 signed by President Biden, designed to address racial equity in the United States. And while this progress is a step in the right direction, there's still a lot of harm to undo.
Segregation started coming down after the passage of the Fair Housing Act of 1960, which actually only got passed in the wake of Dr. Martin Luther King's assassination. In 1980, 8 out of 10 Black people would have had to move in order to be evenly integrated within metropolitan areas. Half of Black people who live in
Black people
metropolitan areas
calling your ass a
still
whole
live in
motherfucking
neighborhoods of high
slave right there in your face.
We've had modest improvement, but
Saying that you property of the government.
Economic segregation has spiked since 1970. The so-called American dream is
It's drag queen.
for a relatively small slice of the population that can afford to buy their way into what I call gold standard neighborhoods that have the best of everything. And everybody else struggles, and the Black poor struggle the most.
So what
I'm
happens
glad you
now?
enjoyed, my sister.
Well,
Empress
some
Speaks.
advocates are hopeful.
Home applauds this executive order for really focusing on historical patterns of racial segregation and discrimination in housing,
while others remain cautiously optimistic. Here's Professor Cashin's suggestion.
I don't take credit for this, but I applaud it. There should be an equity analysis. The federal government spends so much money, it should track
the hijack
by neighborhood, and it should pursue racial equity in the distribution of resources. There's been a lot of movement at the local level on this. For the example of Baltimore, they did an equity analysis and found that they were spending 4 times as much money in majority white neighborhoods as the majority black ones. I think we're in this moment where people are waking up, sad to say, because of the slow execution of George Floyd, to the realities of systemic racism. And I believe there is an ascending majority multiracial coalition that wants something better than a separate unequal nation.
You see how built these cities are? This is your ancestors. Your ancestors built this. No Caucasian came here and built this. You built this.
For it, organizing for the country we want. Generations more radical and less tired than me. There's always another generation coming.
Y'all teach people this ain't their lane. Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. Now, let me stop where I can speak on something real quick before I go to this other video. Let me go get the other video while I'm speaking on the bullshit. Now you got the Pan-Africans. They're part of this whole motherfucking bullshit. These niggas, some crackheads, selling y'all fucking dreams. You're going to have to move away from the crackheads. You know you came from greatness. Like my sister just put in there about the councils. We had councils. We had folks here. But you'll let another nigga tell you that some other foreign came here and built these goddamn councils. I'm sick of niggas. Like I said, we in our own motherfucking way at this point because you refuse to really do the motherfucking research. A lot of these motherfuckers come here and they got your last names because your last names were sold to these goddamn people. That's why they got your goddamn last name. So, but you got niggas want to take you out of America to fucking... The poverty in America ain't shit compared to the way they're trying to take your motherfucking ass to. It ain't shit. Listening to these niggas gonna get you niggas duped out of your fucking land because you niggas are too lazy to do the goddamn research on your own fucking bloodline. They teach you bullshit. They teach you to be weak. They call that black power, but how is it any power when you speaking to the people? You're speaking down to the people. You're making them think that they ain't been shit all their lives because they was kidnapped off the west coast of Africa. Then they tell you, let's go back. Let's go back and build up Africa. Sound good, nigga, but you didn't come from Africa. Sound good, but you get ready to goddamn it, go over there and colonize. Is what they finna have you niggas doing again. Colonize it. And then the sad part is a motherfucker that speak the bullshit to you, they ain't even left this motherfucker. They still here selling your ass dreams way across waters.
Hi, I'm here for
your annual
Bitch, I ain't told no water, nothing on my motherfucking head, bitch. My people invented the irrigational system. How the fuck I look like going to tote water from a motherfucking lake? Some goddamn way.
To another one. So today,
this is Nigeria.
I'm currently in Enugu City. Today I'm bringing a very different.
This is where they want y'all to go to, y'all.
Video to you guys. You can check from the way I'm talking. I'm talking very.
Well, let niggas mislead y'all.
You know.
OCO, my bloodline, Zoe Hustle.
A rugged
OCO, Michael.
Obiago is a slum in Enugu State.
Halito sis, Charlene, how you doing?
So I'm trying to bring a coverage for you.
They sending you niggas over there because these niggas are getting paid behind. At this point, Them niggas are agents, y'all. If y'all don't get it, them niggas are agents.
Talking to you guys so that I don't attract.
Look at this shit.
The attention of the, the
but they tell you niggas came out of Africa and came here and was forced to build up America. But you wind up building buildings like this. But you didn't build those buildings in Africa. Because if you came from Africa and they say Africa's the oldest goddamn land, nigga, you should have the same thing in Africa. That's why you was able to come here and build it over here. Point blank. I'm gonna let y'all listen to the video.
Subject or the object.
Bending down to the ground to put on your shoes is kind of pain. Until now, introducing new Skechers slip-ins, hands-free technology for your phone.
Fair use for educational purposes.
I have a friend here with me, School Fees by the name. Yeah, he's an artist based here in Enugu. And also there are some other guy in front of us. Now we are inside the hood, and I've already talked with some of the boys here, and they're willing to guide me through the hood, and hopefully. I'm not going to ever go to that video. Okay. That's Papa show. So this is a church.
Elito, girl. Elito, my brother.
Okay, but what are going to do? Church? No church. So guys, not the rugged, over the rugged guy. Oh, you want to open up? The guy said, "Pick up those afternoon, because." After me to go better, I just treat you guys to my over I know email cake is here. How long keep you going over now? Okay. Man, I cake to F1 so far. If I got off from okay, guys, I complain. Yana like
Yana complain. I they work by they win.
So far,
she said the heat killing us.
I had they wait in meeting. I make a pure water.
We could pure water gunja me or okay, we went well around here. All right. One so thank you so much for your time. Dalo. Thank you so much.
Thanks. I'm gonna play this next. I seen this earlier too. I didn't even hit on it, but thank you, Chief.
I got anyways.
Definitely next, Chief.
So guys, I'm going to walk through this place just to show you guys how this area looks like. Okay. So this is
like now before
Thanks, Dan Walker. I meant to make you a mod because she's been over here for a couple of times. I like to mod up people that comes in and builds with us, the relatives, kinfolks.
Something like that. My flavor, all those people. So have you be making a kind of act I get to president ever. When you watch the film or well. You have to some like this act now the whole world.
Okay, how much
after the environment, how they should show those kinds of things.
Okay.
Why they don't get bags and pick all that up and just throw it away? Or at least burn it. Make a big old pile of trash and just burn it.
That's a catch to go better. You I got one uncle. Okay. How long give you go over and on? Eric Afone. Chineke, who go believe? Take yourself one over. Came again one at the over.
This not to hate on Africans, y'all. I just want to show y'all what these motherfucking over here in the main in America up there in New York trying to send you niggas to. Because this is sad that their government is allowing this. Halito Ashley.
So okay, business in it.
It's really sad.
Okay, back in the business. Okay, goes to one. If I'm not Patagon, you can manage. Man, so bad that I got to send my soul. Turn my air back on. I can do one and with such place here. So when you want your marker again with them, with the Ndobano. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. Thank you.
This isn't just any mattress. It's made by hand. The hands of hardworking Americans using American materials. It was manufactured with pride in an American factory. Pride in the work.
I had to get up and turn my air on.
The kind of quality.
I had my window up. It was hot. It was cold in my fucking here, y'all. Fair use.
Baba, good afternoon, sir. Thank you, man.
The Lord is good.
I think I'll support look at that fresh.
Any good thing come out from Nazareth? Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Okay, give me the breakdown.
Definitely. So, yeah, they may actually made you to go better. About what? About Oban on email.
Well, I'm sorry, bro. And this world, but I'm not of the world.
What about me? You mean?
I'm this world, but I'm not of the world. Yes.
Okay.
I'm a servant of Most High God.
Okay.
Yes.
Huh? Take yourself on Oban on email.
Well, no, nothing concerning with Yobo. Because Yobo, it doesn't belong to me. The war is not belong to me.
Okay.
I'm a guest on earth. I'm a passerman. The war is not my home.
When I go to Erica physically, I don't know about no. Take it to a field.
Well, I can challenges. I talk about the kingdom of God. I don't talk about the world. Huh?
Okay.
Because the world, very soon, the world will perish.
Okay.
But the kingdom of God will abide forever.
So we don't support Rocket no.
I go back.
Maybe you just have to say with it.
Many desire. I will tell me about.
Okay. Get through Guinea say with the meeting.
Borehole. Why do you ask me about the many desire?
That doesn't change my feeling. I know that you are not of the world. Sir, I know you are not of the world, but as it stands right now, you are currently staying here physically. Yeah, spiritually, we all belong to the the ultimate heaven and all that. But now, physically, I'm talking to you. We are here now, so I want to know, like, what do you think about this hood, and how long have you been living in this hood?
I have been living for long.
Like how many years now?
It doesn't back hope on earth.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
Like I said earlier, the war is not my home. I'm a guest on earth.
Okay. So are you an evangelist or
I'm a servant of Most High God.
Okay.
I'm a elect kingdom of God. Jesus' disciples.
Okay.
Called them equipment of the sent.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Halito Smoking. Halito Misael.
Since never.
6 years. Wow, what the plan? Take yourself no.
Can you feel about Nigeria?
Okay. So can you not like ba no na? Can you but no iPhone na choke me no ba? When you na ga bo onwete or dey comfortable ba.
Egu na me.
Ko I like hip hop no ba ken ko ba.
Mba I can no ba ma no egu na mai. Nwere ihe mmadụ ra na-eri ebe a.
Okay.
Ego na-eme mmadụ.
Ke maka mmiri na ọkụkọ nke kunse eme.
Mmiri ba a na-emepekwa pọmpụ. Before the paper pump mara once n'ọnwa.
Oh, Okay.
Halito tell y'all.
So you didn't know home again. Okay. Come on, use it.
Halito kind of, yeah, this land is your land, this land, that bullshit.
It wasn't more. Hey, madam.
6'7".
Oh, 7. Wow. This should really go on. Once so bad on that. That was so much for your time. So the reason I did I joined the email. Gas food, but then when in America, and then outside they get with them on government. America gets to me. How are you? One bye. Thank you.
It's the same, man.
$1. I'm all content.
Now y'all see why the Caucasian wants you to think this is where you're from. Along with motherfuckers that look like us pushing the bullshit. What's up with that hairline?
Thank you very much. Okay, your business in there, man. Okay. How long can you name it?
It really is, Priscilla. It's tragic. We all did pay. Yes, she's now.
Mommy, dollar.
Niggas toes and everything.
Let's talk about easy. Like fee-free easy. And no minimums easy. Plus.
Fair use.
Okay. Auntie, good afternoon. Because, yeah, I'm only when time come on to go to the Thank you. Actually, I made you to go to Barcelona. So, give you to my go by on okay. So, I want to go to the so they give for 30 years.
Wow, they got to pay for the education.
More than 30 years. I
know this part relax.
Okay. Okay, one business in it, man. Okay, veterinary doctor.
I ain't crazy enough, but if that's fertile land, they should be having all kind of stuff growing, vegetation growing and shit. But they know that's why they came to America. The motherfuckers knew what the fertile land was, the rich soil.
Okay, I like na Cameroon na Obano ake dey ha.
Inga like Gemela mmiri dị ha na n'ogbe, mmiri na ọkụ. Ma ọ dịkwa mma.
Okay.
Ọkụ by ndị niile beside that short agụ na yo ọbụla ya.
Child.
Don't look like she's starving to me though. I'm just saying, y'all.
Who we can on school level? Eso na ndine na common interest. Well, mommy, thank so much for your time.
I will. I do to be a petrol hard.
Thank you for your time. Take one off again.
I found Miss Charity.
Miss Charity, and it's going to get over.
You find it to move up and
okay. Well, thank you. So guys, the video has come to an end. I hope you guys have really enjoyed this video. I hope you guys saw the whole thing, and this is actually Obiago Hood in Enugu State. So stay tuned from wherever you're watching. I will see you when next time I upload. God it.
Halito says Halito, Firewater. And this is what y'all letting folks talk y'all into. Going back over there to be mistreated. You think they're going to treat you any different than they treat their own citizens? Okay. The bullshit. Hold on, let me get back over here. The bullshit. But they tell you that the Africans came here and built up America. Ain't that what they told y'all? Y'all forced to build up America. You weren't forced to do a goddamn thing because you was already here and this was your land. And when these motherfuckers got here, they seen all your shit and they wanted your shit. That's what took motherfucking place. Motherfuckers, when they talk about coming to America, they talking about their goddamn self. But they just giving you a dark-skinned complexion to think that that's who they talking about. No, they're not. They're talking about how they came to America. The fuck they talking about? They all trying to put a spin on shit, motherfuckers.
The U.S. government passed the Indian Appropriations Act, creating reservation lands for Native Americans. But in placing them on reservations, the U.S. government often forced Native Americans.
I'm sorry this over so y'all can see from the
1851, the U.S. government passed the Indian Appropriations Act, creating reservation lands for Native Americans. But in placing them on reservations, the U.S. government often forced Native Americans to live on subpar land under harsh conditions. So, today, we're going to take a look at what life on a Native American reservation is really like. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History channel. Leave a comment and let us know what other parts of Native American history you would like to hear about. Okay, let's do this. For decades, prior to the creation of the reservation system, the U.S. government had forcefully and violently relocated Native American tribes, most notably through the Indian Removal Act and the notorious Trail of Tears under President Andrew Jackson. Reservations were created in 1851, but for the people intended to live there, the rules were oppressive.
Man, they showed a drawing of this nigga, but a picture of fucking natives.
Signed the Dawes Act that allotted land to each Native American family to promote ranching and agriculture, ostensibly to improve their economic condition and assimilate culturally. It looked good on paper, but it had the opposite effect. Never trust a guy named Grover. This act broke up lands into lots, some not productive or profitable. And at the end of a 25-year moratorium on taxes, many Native Americans had to sell the property that had been allotted to pay state taxes, often excessive. The result was landless families, fractured tribes, and a checkerboard of farmland that could not be worked efficiently by anybody. It may have seemed like a great idea, but it had devastating cultural and economic impact. During the 20th century, Native American life was directly tied to the reservation system. And until the 1950s, most Native Americans lived on reservations. Today, the majority of Native Americans live in cities. But for the roughly 1.2 million who live on the 326 reservations across the U.S., life is still difficult. Tribes have had sovereignty since the signing of the U.S. Constitution. What sovereignty meant has been a point of debate among the tribes and with local, state, and federal governments. But throughout the 18th and 19th centuries, Native Americans lost many of their rights and land. The Indian Reorganization Act of 1934 sought to correct this by encouraging tribes on reservations to draft constitutions, implement laws, and conduct court proceedings. Every tribe is run and organized differently, but they're run by some tribal authority and are exempt from most federal and state laws. Tribal councils control membership, property, conduct, and tribal justice. Tribal councils have some form of election and represent the interests of their members and the tribe as a whole. However, while Native Americans and federally recognized tribes are members of their respective nations and enjoy a level of autonomy, they are still legal citizens of the United States. In fact, modern reservations are mostly held in trust by the federal government, while tribes that live on reservations are self-governing entities. So while you live on a reservation, you're subjected to and protected by laws of your tribal nation, as well as those of the federal government. It's similar to how state governments operate. However, the multiple jurisdictions of tribal, state,
fair use for educational purposes only
on crime and the justice system. Due in part to jurisdictional issues, low police staffing, and large areas, reservations experience comparatively high crime rates and low prosecution rates even compared to other rural settings. Violence against women is more common among Native American groups. Even if an assault happens on a reservation, there are few resources and support options for Native women. Due to differences in legal systems, Native American courts do not have jurisdiction to prosecute non-tribal people. They would have to be tried in state or federal courts. Data also indicates that deaths by homicide were more than 2 times likely for Americans living on reservations between 2009 and 2011. These high homicide rates can be linked to alcohol abuse, drug addiction and trafficking, and gang activity. There is great income disparity within the 574 federally recognized tribes, largely due to gaming activity. But extreme poverty exists for many tribes, and reservations have been compared to developing countries. In 2014, the median income for all Native Americans and Alaska Natives was just over $37,000. But some indigenous people living on reservations reportedly earn less than $10,000 a year. That's well below the national poverty threshold of $12,500 for a single-person household. In fact, Northwestern University estimates that up to 1/3 of all Native American households has income below the poverty line. For example, Oglala Lakota County, South Dakota, home of the Pine Ridge Reservation, has a per capita income of just $8,768, the lowest in the nation. Many reservations lack running water and electricity, and residents often live in shacks, trailers, and broken-down houses. That overcrowding is a result of limited resources, with households struggling to survive. Grandparents, parents, and children live with family members who cannot afford housing of their own. These living situations also mean childcare often falls to grandparents. In other cases, children remain unsupervised while their parents are away at work. And while every kid dreams of not having a babysitter, it's almost never in their best interest. In addition, poor living conditions hamper children's ability to do schoolwork. Cheryl Locke, teacher at the Pine Ridge Reservation, left the reservation to get a college degree and returned to teach. She regularly sees students without study supplies or even their own beds. According to her, many of the children sleep on floors or wherever they can, and then they're expected to perform 100%. There is some evidence that income levels on reservations may be slowly rising, but Native Americans not living on reservations earn almost twice as much as those who do. Understandably, this fact has caused tension within reservations. According to one study in Native News, Native Americans are, on one hand, encouraged to move into a city, go to school.
Y'all see that these are Asians, right?
Start a family.
Asians and Russians.
Time, to stay on the reservation, where there's family and generations of support. Making this latter option difficult is the reality that while urban areas are increasingly becoming rife with promise and opportunity, tribal government has a high turnaround rate, which can lead to economic uncertainty because the majority of jobs are tied to tribal government. Dustin Monroe, a member of the Blackfeet Nation, echoed this, saying, people are drawn off reservations because of its security. Of course, you could always get a job at the casino if government work isn't for you. While federal and tribal government jobs make up a majority of the employment opportunities on many reservations, the reservations themselves often depend on tourism and gambling money to survive. When Congress passed the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act in 1988, it opened up tribal land to unrestricted gambling enterprises. Since
Did
then,
they call that nigga
populations in
Blackfoot
29
Reservation?
states have
Blackfoot
opened
Reservation.
casinos, bingo halls, and other gambling businesses. The revenue these businesses garner varies by state and location, but annual revenue for all Native American gaming reportedly exceeds $32 billion. While some Native Americans believe the act has helped to stabilize reservation income, others find it controversial. Along with gambling, many reservations receive income from tourists. Some host traditional events to teach visitors about their culture, while others feature nature reserves and other recreational activities.
$1,200, $5,000, and this one is $3,000.
Fair use, educational purposes
Native Americans
only.
living on reservations rely on Indian Health Services, or IHS, for medical care. Unfortunately, the IHS has been underfunded since its creation in the 1970s. The IHS receives a lump sum of money each year to treat and care for all Native Americans living on reservations, regardless of need or number. While more than half of Native Americans now live off reservation,
The healthcare gap between Native populations and other Americans demonstrates the continued lack of access, opportunity, and information among Native groups. Clinics on reservations often have limited hours, don't let patients make appointments, and lack important equipment like MRI machines. According to Donna Keeler, the director of South Dakota Urban Indian Health, federal prisoners receive more care than people living on reservations. Both drug abuse and alcoholism are also prevalent. Technically, 2/3 of reservations in the U.S. are mandated dry by the tribal governments to combat high alcoholism rates. But there are bars and liquor stores just outside reservation boundaries, so the effectiveness of these dry laws are often minimal. Studies show teenagers on reservations are much more likely to use serious drugs like methamphetamine. Between 2006 and 2014, drug cases on reservations reportedly increased drastically. Calls for prevention programs, especially in the face of high fetal alcohol syndrome numbers and incidents of babies born addicted to meth, have emphasized the importance of local support systems. But with a lack of access to adequate health care and substance abuse treatment facilities, Native Americans are more than 4 times more likely to die of liver disease, 3 times more likely to die of diabetes, and almost twice as likely to die of pneumonia or influenza. The life expectancy for Native Americans is considerably shorter than the national average. Studies show that between 2009 and 2011 was more than 5 years below that of any other racial group in the United States. That sounds bad, and it is, but it's actually an improvement from 1970, when the life expectancy for Native Americans was only 44 years, 30% lower than other Americans.
They said
However,
Caucasoid
life
blood in
expectancy
them.
for Native Americans varies by state and reservation. In some areas, it can be as much as 20 years shorter than that of other Americans. For example, at the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota, life expectancy hovers in the upper 40s for men and mid-50s for women, far below the state's already low average. Some homes and buildings on reservations lack running water due to the remote location and the lack of reservation infrastructure. In Arizona and Utah, for example, people living on Navajo Nation land regularly visit watering holes 5 to 6 miles away to retrieve water. At the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota, some people have lived their entire lives without running water or electricity. That's less than 100 miles from Mount Rushmore, one of the most famous national parks in the United States. But running water is only part of the problem. Insufficient sanitation and groundwater pollution further limit access to clean drinking water. In North Dakota, Nebraska, and other western states, mining operations and outdated wells contaminate water on reservations. In Arizona, for example, numerous health conditions and high rates of child death are linked to uranium contamination. In 2016, a major protest took place at the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation in North Dakota, where people from across the country joined Native American water protectors in protesting the Dakota Access Pipeline. During construction, engineers rerouted the oil pipeline through tribal lands, reportedly without tribal permission. Protesters engaged in a months-long battle to stop the pipeline's construction and deter water contamination at Standing Rock. But in the end, the U.S. government allowed construction to continue. Reservations play an essential role in preserving Native American culture. In 1978, the federal government passed the American Indian Religious Freedom Act, which made it legal for Native Americans to carry out their indigenous spiritual beliefs and practices. The act allowed them to use bones and feathers from eagles, which are a protected species, use controlled substances in religious ceremonies, and access and control the access of others to certain areas they consider sacred. Native Americans who encountered Christianity, especially Roman Catholicism, often blended Native beliefs with those of Catholicism, creating a fusion of faiths. A robust Catholic presence remains on reservations in the larger Native American community. Today, an estimated 20 to 25% of Native Americans identify as Catholic. Additionally, Congress has passed several pieces of legislation aimed at protecting Native languages since the 1970s. Native languages, many of which were specifically targeted by assimilation efforts at forced boarding schools, have experienced a new life around the country since the 1960s. Some experts attribute this resurgence to the language's continued use on reservations. Many reservations have implemented language immersion programs that bring tribe members together to strengthen the use of their ancestral speech. Native language retention programs in reservation schools across the U.S. are also helping to carry on linguistic traditions and preserve them for future generations. So what do you think? Which of these facts about life on Native American reservations surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, check out some of these other videos from our weird history.
Ain't no weird history, it's a goddamn lie. That's what the fuck it is, nigga. Hold on, y'all.
I gotta tell y'all something.
What's up, Dave? How you feeling?
A whole bunch of fucking lies. First thing I want to point out, if you niggas built up America, why the fuck you in TPs? And y'all notice when they were showing them in TPs back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, them still being in TPs. Not only they were still in TPs, then they gave you a motherfucking drawing of motherfucking Andrew Jackson. Why don't I have a picture of Andrew Jackson? Why they always got to throw a drawing? Because them motherfuckers wasn't here. And he ain't the real motherfucker. Everything about this fucking corporation is a motherfucking play. Niggas always somewhere goddamn it lying and misleading the people. And niggas still believe in these people. That's the sad part about it. You niggas lining up to get the I'm gonna get your sucker when you get the I'm gonna get your sucker your ass laying up in the hospital talking about I took all 4 series. Yeah, bitch, you took all of them, you sure did. They're alive in your motherfucking ass. How about that? Now what you gonna do? Damn it, hell, I just don't get it with our people. I don't get it. Hold on, y'all. Wait just a second, y'all. Sick of these niggas. Niggas in TPs and talking they built up something. They in straight fucking poverty and all this, but y'all built the nigga. If you great, nigga, you can turn that motherfucking reservation into motherfucking whole cities. Ain't that what you said, y'all niggas? How the fuck somebody else come and build up your land and let you tell it? Hey. How, goddamn it, our people had oil wells and shit, but it's supposed to be your land. You can't make this bullshit up. You can't make it up, y'all.
Also home to the Confederate monument. Fascinating.
Cannot make shit up. They'll tell you anything because niggas don't research shit. You niggas are emotional. You getting caught up because a motherfucker said that they beat your ass, they grabbed your ass off the goddamn coast of Africa, and you niggas goddamn it roll with it. You believe anything a nigga tell you because they got the complexion for protection. You niggas believe in Jesus, so why would the motherfucker that look like Jesus lie to you? I don't know. You think he's coming back? Is that what it is? You niggas think he's coming back. And what makes you think your fucking prayers is better than your ancestors' prayers? You know, they went through a lot of bullshit too. They were bombing them. Matter of fact, they were still bombing us. And back not too long ago, they bombed one of our fucking cities. So this is the motherfuckers we dealing with. Okay, sis. It's good, sis. It's all good. It's the bullshit. Niggas rather believe in something instead of going doing motherfucking research. That's y'all niggas in poverty. God damn it, they stole you. Then to make this is how y'all know these motherfuckers is so goddamn evil. Now just say, I'm just hypothetically that you were the slaves. That you was the people that they drug across from another continent. And why the fuck you done already been through shit? Why the fuck these motherfuckers hate you? You came to help them. Just say hypothetically speaking now. You literally came and helped them build up America. Let them tell it. So why are they treating you like shit today? Because they living in big fucking house. Oh, my bad. Because they know that the goddamn last names that they got belong to you. The land belongs to you. All that. That's because the motherfucker ain't speaking it. Don't mean they don't motherfucking know. Why the motherfucking goddamn fucking Native Americans living on motherfucking reservation? If it's your land, you should be all over this motherfucker. You should be the motherfucker hiding everybody. This your land, remember? Niggas, y'all on dumb shit. Ain't they goddamn land? That's why they sitting on a reservation. You can't goddamn it put the people of the land in bondage. That's why you everywhere. Only thing they just keeping your resources away because by them reclassifying you as mulatto, colored, Negro, black, and African American, Afro-American, they're literally taking your heritage from you because they're telling you that these people no longer exist. Obama just took Negro out the goddamn census so they can finish taking your goddamn land, finish taking everything that belonged to you. But you niggas, goddamn it, praise Obama, faggot ass. It is what it is. That sweet pants motherfucker. Niggas believed in that nigga. This nigga got 8 years of your energy just to mislead you. And only thing he did was fuck the fucking LGBTQ. He didn't do nothing for us. But you niggas will argue like he did. The fuck? Wrong with y'all? Niggas better wake up. You better wake up fast, goddammit, because this shit is moving fast.
Historical cities in the United States. Have you ever wondered what life was like in colonial Williamsburg, 19th century New Orleans, or 1930s Atlanta? Immerse yourself in hundreds of years of history in these fascinating cities across the United States. Boston, Massachusetts. Travel back in time to colonial Boston as you stroll along the narrow cobblestone streets.
Who built those high rises and shit? When they was getting out the boat, they sing high rises.
The 19th century. Neighborhood was once home to writers Louisa May Alcott and Robert Frost, among other famous Americans. Next, walk the Freedom Trail, a 2.5-mile red line that leads you to over a dozen historic sites including Boston Common Park, Granary Burying Ground, and Paul Revere House. Charleston, South Carolina.
These are historical buildings, y'all.
And admire St. Philip's Episcopal Church, a National Historic Landmark whose current structure was built in the 1830s. Then head to Charleston Harbor to see the grand antebellum mansions along the Battery and hop on a tour boat to the Fort Sumter National Monument, site of the first battle of the American Civil War. Savannah, Georgia. The picturesque city of Savannah, Georgia is full of awe-inspiring landmarks, such as the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist, whose roots go back to the city's first parish founded by French Catholic émigrés in the late 18th century. After a day
you
of
see, they say
sightseeing, cool
18th
off next
century.
to the
Our
gorgeous
people didn't do
fountain
all
in
that
Forsyth Park,
bullshit.
also home to the Confederate monument commemorating the soldiers who fought in the Civil War. New York, New York. New York City is so full of
Those
historic
high
sites,
rises up in
it's
New
hard
York
to know
is
where
so
to begin.
old, y'all.
Explore Lower Manhattan and the Financial District, where you can admire the architecture of Wall Street and the imposing Alexander
Exactly,
Hamilton U.S. Custom
Firewater.
House, built in the early 20th century to house the U.S. Customs Service and now home to the National Museum of the American Indian. Or head up to Harlem and visit the famous Apollo Theater, which has hosted legends such as Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday. Head up to Harlem and visit the famous Apollo Theater, Customs Service, and now home to the National Museum of the American Indian.
Did he say the National Museum of American Indian? He didn't say no motherfucking Native American. This is a recent video. He didn't say no motherfucking Native American. He said the home of the American Indians. Right there in motherfucking New York. So if you're in New York, go over there and look at that museum and you'll see those are dark-skinned people inside that motherfucker.
Or head up to Harlem and visit the famous Apollo Theater, which has hosted legends such as Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday since its opening in 1914. New Orleans, Louisiana. Visit the picturesque French Quarter in New Orleans to see
Look
the
at those
St. Louis
buildings.
Cathedral, the oldest Catholic cathedral in continuous use in the United States, and the Herman Greemer House,
Yes.
a federal-style mansion
Chief,
built in
exactly.
1831
Come right
that
back
has
and hit
been
their ass like
preserved
the
and
boomerang
restored with
effect.
period furniture. A short walk from the French Quarter is St. Louis Cemetery No. 1, a maze of elaborate tombs that was founded in 1789 and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia's historic district boasts a wealth of significant landmarks, including Independence Hall, where the Founding Fathers met to sign the Declaration of Independence in 1776, and where the U.S. Constitution was signed in 1787. Other notable attractions are the Liberty Bell, a symbol used by abolitionists,
Thank you, Shamil.
suffragists,
Thank you,
and war
Shamil
protesters,
Thomas.
among others, and the National Museum of American Jewish History. Santa Fe, New Mexico. Santa Fe, founded in 1610, is home to a number of historic religious sites. The San Miguel Chapel, reputedly the oldest church in the United States, is believed to have been built sometime before 1628 by a group of Tlaxcalan Indians from Mexico. Other must-visit churches include the Cathedral Basilica of St. Francis of Assisi, a Romanesque revival church built between 1869 and 1886, and the Gothic Revival Loretto Chapel, completed in 1878. St. Augustine, Florida. St. Augustine, Florida is the oldest continuously settled city in the United States, having been founded by Spanish conquistador Pedro Menendez de Avilés in 1565.
They ain't founded a goddamn
Is
thing.
full of
They came and seen some niggas and wanted what they
home
had.
to various prominent Spanish, British, and American families since its construction circa 1750. A more recent landmark is the iconic Bridge of Lions, completed in 1927 and listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Williamsburg, Virginia. Transport yourself to the 18th century in Colonial Williamsburg, the city's historic area where you can tour buildings like the Governor's Palace, originally the official residence of the British governors of Virginia, and the Capitol, where men of the colony rallied
Just learn
for
to
American
dodge a hijack, y'all, because it's all the fuck these
colonial
motherfuckers do
experience
is lie.
really comes to life at the blacksmith shop, bindery, and apothecary, where you can watch tradespeople practice their craft in period
Look at that
costumes.
brickwork.
Annapolis, Maryland. Take a walk around the charming waterfront city of Annapolis, Maryland to see historic buildings such as the Maryland State House, the oldest state capitol in continuous use and site of the ratification of the Treaty of Paris in 1784, which formally ended the American Revolutionary War. Don't miss the William Packer House and Garden, the beautifully restored home of lawyer William Packer, one of the signatories of the Declaration of Independence. Montgomery, Alabama. Visit Montgomery, Alabama to learn about the city's significant role in the birth and development of the civil rights movement. It was here that Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat to a white
It
man
wasn't
on a
Rosa
bus in
Parks, it was a young girl who was
1955,
14 and was
an act that triggered a
pregnant.
bus boycott and mass protests calling for civil rights reform
They
across
lying.
the country. Learn more about Parks and the boycott at the Rosa Parks Museum, then visit the Dexter Parsonage Museum, the home of Martin Luther King Jr. from 1954 to 1960. Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. has a seemingly endless list of historic attractions, so it's probably best to pick a few highlights if you're planning a short trip. Visit the National Mall to see the neoclassical-style Lincoln Memorial, not only a monument to Abraham Lincoln but also the site of numerous civil rights demonstrations, including Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech in 1963. Take a self-guided tour of the Supreme Court in the Capitol Hill Historic District. Admire the buildings along Massachusetts Avenue, where you'll find stunning examples of Italianate and Art Deco architecture of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Portland, Maine. Learn about the maritime history of Maine by touring the Portland Observatory, the only remaining maritime signal tower in the U.S., and the Maine Maritime Museum in nearby Bath. Several of Portland's historic homes are open to the public, including the Victoria Mansion, which was completed in 1860 and today contains over 90% of the original interiors, and the Wadsworth Longfellow House, former home of the famous poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. San Francisco, California. San Francisco's wide variety of historic landmarks includes instantly recognizable sites like U.S. Penitentiary Alcatraz and the Golden Gate Bridge, along with less famous spots like Mission Dolores, the city's oldest building and the oldest original intact mission in California, founded in 1776. Also worth a visit is the literary landmark City Light, the independent bookstore founded in 1953 by poet Lawrence Ferling Hetty and Peter D. Martin. Memphis, Tennessee. Fans of blues and rock and roll flock to Memphis, Tennessee to visit some of the most iconic music history landmarks in the country. Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, and Johnny Cash recorded at Sun Studio, billed as the most famous recording studio in the world. Only a 15-minute drive away is Graceland, the home of Elvis Presley. Apart from the musical sites, the National Civil Rights Museum at the Lorraine Motel is a must-visit. Located at the site of Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination in 1968, its fascinating exhibits trace 5 centuries of civil rights history. Atlanta, Georgia. Among Atlanta's many impressive historic sites is the Oakland Cemetery, designed in the mid-19th century as an attractive rural garden cemetery and now the resting place of important figures including Civil War soldiers and civil rights activists. There's also the Margaret Mitchell House, where Mitchell wrote her best-selling novel Gone with the Wind, published in 1936. Another popular attraction is Swan House, a stately mansion built in 1928 for the Inmans, heirs to a cotton brokerage fortune. Visitors can explore the 4 floors of the house and talk to in-character guides who play the roles of its residents and staff in the 1930s. Baltimore, Maryland. One of Baltimore's most beautiful landmarks is the Bromo Seltzer Arts Tower, completed in 1911 and modeled after the Palazzo Vecchio in Florence, Italy, and now used as a studio and gallery space for local artists. Visitors can also explore the Carroll Mansion, once home to Charles Carroll, a signer of the Declaration of Independence, and later used as a saloon, immigrant tenement, and sweatshop, among other things. Baseball fans will enjoy the Babe Ruth Birthplace and Museum, located 3 blocks from Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Honolulu, Hawaii. Honolulu is home to the Pearl Harbor Visitor Center, part of the World War II Valor in the Pacific National Monument. Visitors can learn more about the December 7, 1941 attack through exhibits and a documentary film at the center, then take a boat to the USS Arizona Memorial, built in 1962 on top of the site of the sunken battleship off the coast of Ford Island. San Antonio, Texas. The most visited historic landmark in Texas, the Alamo is well worth a trip. This San Antonio site is a former church built in 1744 as part of the Spanish Mission Complex, and was the site of a major battle during the Texas Revolution in 1836. While in the city, take a walk around the King William Historic District to admire extravagant 19th century homes originally inhabited by wealthy German merchants. Chicago, Illinois. Of the many historic landmarks in Chicago, one of the highlights is the stunning Union Station, designed by architect Daniel Burnham and completed in 1925. Its 219-foot-long skylight ceiling is truly impressive. Be sure to also check out the fascinating Jane Addams Hull House Museum and learn about the life and work of social reformer and pacifist Jane Addams, the first American woman to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. Thanks for watching it. Please don't forget to subscribe for more videos.
Okay, yeah, I'm multitasking. We have a lot. Most of every city you live in, these are historical cities. Historical. They have built on top of our cities. They did a whole lot of digging up so they can dig up our ancestors' bones. Because when they were building, now they build it on top of our shit. So I mean, this is sacred ground they building on top of. They find our ancestors' shit, and what they do is discard it. Because they don't want you to know if they did the DNA, who the fuck the real motherfucking American Indians are. These are facts. Facts over motherfucking. I got one more video I'm going to show y'all. Like I said, from how you went from motherfucking being rich to poverty. Rags from rich to rags. Because these niggas came in and they took your shit. The original farms are you. Plantation means planter. These motherfuckers ain't got no green thumb. They don't even have a connection to the goddamn soil. Okay. Oh. Hold on, y'all. Just a second. Bear with me. My last video, y'all. They have literally bought all these foreigners in to take your name, take your wealth, because your name is wealth. It ties to wealth. I don't know if y'all know that or not. Your name ties to wealth. These are facts. See how you lost it all? This is how you lost it all. Motherfucking sellout ass niggas. We got sellout ass niggas right today doing the same old sellout ass shit that's got us in poverty. Then you got niggas telling me, this ain't your land. Quit claiming to be American. This ain't your shit. Bitch, know your own motherfucking bloodline. Don't worry about this bloodline. That's what you do. All of them was coming here. You see all those names?
Over 12 million men, women, and children passed through corridor after corridor, chasing their freedom as it slowly appeared in front of them. Families anxiously awaited their turn in the register room, as they would be able to live in a new country with a new life and a new opportunity. In this unknown
Look at
place,
'em, y'all.
immigrants sat restlessly with no knowledge of what was to come, encountering families similar to their own. The exchange of cultures would quickly diversify America, creating a modern atmosphere that allowed people to act freely and practice their own beliefs. By giving foreigners a gateway to a new country, Ellis Island enabled our nation to explore different ways of life that had never been seen before.
Look at them historical buildings. Who y'all think they show y'all them coming in? Who did those buildings?
Looking to explore a new country with fortuity.
I'm gonna drag this back so y'all can see the buildings. When these motherfuckers was coming, the Great Migration.
Enabled our nation to explore different ways of life.
Who built these buildings, y'all? They was built when these bitches got off the boat.
Island was established for the purpose of processing newly arrived immigrants looking to explore a new
And you built them before any of the bullshit took place here.
That originated from almost every continent all around the globe. America was an ideal country to many foreigners, and Ellis Island was a way to regulate and monitor the vast number of new arrivals. The draw was not Ellis Island itself.
Sister Soul.
Immigrants came to America in search of a better life while they still incorporated their foreign backgrounds. To achieve this, they had to go through a tedious process. The majority of people arrived on steamships by the thousands. The journeys on the ships included overcrowded
I screenshotted those names. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that screenshot.
Substandard food and sanitation conditions would steer away a wide amount of foreigners, but the majority of people would endure these conditions for the opportunity at an American life. Upon arrival, immigrants were greeted with a patriotic symbol, the Statue of Liberty. The poor lower-class passengers would have to begin the registration process in order to finally become citizens of the U.S.
Right, Doc.
For most immigrants, the registry room characterized Ellis Island. This is where they encountered the intricate immigration laws and the American government that could either grant or withhold the right to land in the United States. The medical inspections began as soon as immigrants went up the stairs into the Great Hall. U.S. Public Health Service doctors quickly scanned each person for any sign of a disease.
Questioning, interrogation, of medical examination of long lines, and being ordered about and told to do this and that, and of course people were tagged. They had tags. They had, their clothes.
Look, gave them new clothes and everything.
They marked the immigrant clothing with chalk. For example, E for eyes if symptoms of trachoma or other eye conditions were detected. An X marked if mental disease was suspected. According to a 1917 U.S. Public Health Service manual, 9 out of 100 immigrants were marked with an X and sent to mental examination rooms. All marked immigrants were separated from the rest for further inspection. Patients who recovered were usually allowed to land, but others whose ailments were incurable were sometimes sent back to their original countries. After the medical inspection, the immigrants were faced with a barrage of background questions. The Immigration Service collected a significant amount of information about the passengers' plans in the country. They were asked about their financial.
Can y'all see these names? Because them some long motherfucking names there. I want to know, can y'all see them? Can you see the shit? See how long those goddamn names?
Relatives or a place to live. This part was confusing for the immigrants whose English was not perfect. There was a school for detainees on the island where kids were taught American songs and games, and where some adults learned their first words of English.
It got low for some reason.
They became accustomed to the traditions.
It's got to be her recording.
The history of the country, and were introduced to holidays such as Thanksgiving for the first time. This was the first real exchange between newcomers and American citizens. Once a detainee was released and families passed all of the screenings, they were issued landing cards to permit them to stay in the United States.
That's this video, y'all, that's recording real low. Halito Kimberly Lewis.
The stairway was divided into 3 paths, which determined the next step in their journey. The right side to the railroad ticket office, the central stairs to the detention rooms, and the left side to the New York ferry. These stairs marked the parting of ways for a multitude of families and friends with different destinations.
Can y'all still hear? Because for some reason it went low, and that's on her end. Because I got this turned all the way up.
Ferry to their desired landing place. Many cheerful reunions occurred between relatives and newly arriving people. When New York City introduced Ellis Island to the world in 1892, millions of people's lives changed.
1892, y'all. Like I said when it got here.
Therefore, our country became highly diverse. Each U.S. citizen had a different.
No, that country, bitch.
In almost every city, you could find variations of migrants from German, Scandinavian, or Italian descent. America came to be known as the land of new opportunities to nations across the ocean. People could escape their problems back home, such as poverty and oppression.
They was ending up with these names when they was coming in.
Many immigrants fled their homelands to avoid political persecution or the violence of religious groups different from their own. By 1910, 75% of New York, Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, and Washington inhabitants were immigrants or the children of immigrants. There were a great number of reasons for immigrants to come to the United States.
Well, the main pull was, it's true the potato famine was one of the major waves, but generally the pull were twofold. One was the great poverty of Ireland. Ireland is a very, very beautiful country, one of the most beautiful countries in Europe, but it was also one of the poorest countries.
Through Ellis Island, many new ideas, cultures, and civilizations came to America. As immigrants left their homes for various reasons, they brought with them numerous aspects of their heritage. Immigrant neighborhoods, despite dealing with severe poverty, were able to build churches and synagogues, preserving their religious traditions. In addition, ethnic organizations began to create neighborhood clubs, funds for social programs, and started lobbying for Congress to pass beneficial legislation for immigrants. As more ethnicities and cultures continued to merge and encounter each other, the melting pot of nationalities and customs was slowly created. After passing inspections, immigrants were immediately thrust into their new lives. Most went to the houses of relatives and friends. Since all of these immigrants spoke the language of their home country, they had to learn the English dialect and accustom themselves to a very different American lifestyle. This was just the beginning for their life here in America. Almost every single person that came through the immigration station had no money, nothing to start a life. What they needed was a job and to have stable income to keep them on their feet. Not only were immigrants able to encounter the several different ethnic and religious cultures coming from every single foreigner, but they were able to exchange their beliefs, customs, and traditions with everyone. New York soon became a funnel for all new cultures to pour into and converge with each other. Many cultures' traditions were absorbed into others, and soon the many different backgrounds merged. As thousands upon thousands of people moved through the now engrossed hallways of the main Ellis Island buildings, they anxiously awaited their acceptance into the country. Although the island was a great way to distribute new cultures and people around the U.S., it also created a few problems. As more and more immigrants lined up for the chance at the American dream, more and more competition in the workforce arose. Immigrants were desperate for any job they could find, and they would take any wage that was available. Many native-born Americans were now losing their jobs to the migrants who would work longer hours for cheaper wages. Illegal immigration was also a problem. The new arrivals were required to prove identities and pass inspections, but that didn't prevent some illegal immigrants from slipping through. During the Great Depression, very few people had the means or incentive to come to the U.S. The recession left numerous people without jobs or homes. When Franklin D. Roosevelt became president in 1933, Americans were struggling to survive the greatest economic depression the country had ever seen. Many Americans feared that needy immigrants would take precious jobs or place an added strain on an already burdened economy. Throughout World War II, refugees fleeing Nazi persecution arrived, but were turned away due to the harsher laws and regulations. The new quota system of the 1924 U.S. Immigration and Nationality Act imposed severe restrictions on immigration based on nationality. A particular country that the quota system applied to was Germany. The quota would take only 27,370 Germans in 1939. Over 300,000 German Jewish refugees fleeing from the Holocaust had applied for entry permits the previous year. Only 20,000 of those were approved. The American government did not hesitate to reject any applicant who they thought could cause problems in the future. This negatively affected many Jewish refugees because their homeland was greatly suffering due to the Holocaust. When the Nazis gained control, they lost everything and looked to the United States for help. Although this was a low point in American emigrational history, Ellis Island was able to give over 12 million other people a chance at a new life. Places like Little Italy and Chinatowns could be found in almost every major city, giving American citizens the chance to explore and learn about a diverse set of traditions. The impact this small island would have on society was astronomical. The encounters of new cultures made our country a melting pot of different backgrounds and people. The exchanges between immigrants and natural-born citizens would mix and slowly begin to create a new culture altogether, a culture of people descended from hundreds of different nationalities. Close to 40% of U.S. citizens can trace their lineage back to Ellis Island, and true to its nickname, the Gateway to Freedom offered immigrants a glimmer of hope and a chance at a new beginning.
Now, like I said, these niggas came here to take every damn thing you had. It was a plot the whole time. This shit was plotted against you to take your fucking wealth. Motherfuckers, they don't treat fucking Africans like this. They treat you like that because they got your last name and they got your inheritance. These are facts over feelings. But you got niggas telling y'all to go back to Africa. Got niggas telling y'all to go back over there and live in poverty. Come on, y'all. We finna go and build up Africa. Nigga, your ancestors built up the block that you own. You didn't do that. Your ancestors did that. So all of a sudden now, nigga, you finna go and goddamn it build up Africa. Fuck. Niggas, y'all gonna have to stop. You better wake up. Wake your family. I don't like you term family because it means slave, but that's the only thing y'all know. Wake your motherfucking family members up. Everybody should be trying to find a piece to the puzzle, to your own bloodline. Everybody should be on it, not just you. Everybody should play a part in it. Because I'm telling y'all, this is a lonely journey when you know the truth. It's a lonely journey. And then we have to always fight motherfuckers that wants to push you into a whole nother country that you ain't never been or your ancestors ain't never been. Fucking sending y'all straight from riches to poverty. That type of shit. Hold on, y'all. You can't make this shit up.
It's the roaring 20s. The country is...
Hold on. I forgot I did have this one saved. And then we're going to get on out of here, y'all. Told y'all we're going to church. Niggas all want to set up in church. Hallelujah. Thank you. Thank you for putting me in poverty. My uncle literally the other day told me he wasn't fucking with me no more, y'all. Because I told him I don't believe in Jesus. And I think he thought I was going to cry or... Nigga, the initiation, what they've done to my people. So you telling me that because you believe wholeheartedly in Jesus. It was like, okay. But yet, you suffering, your wife suffering. He literally said our people were supposed to suffer. He would have never put it down. But when you tell a nigga, that book got over 200 and some goddamn authors. So who's telling the truth? Oh, he just spoke to a couple of niggas that he wanted to give them some insight on. You gonna put this in that book. The fuck out of here. The dumb shit that we believe in. It's always the dumb shit, y'all. It's always the dumb shit. That's a problem. The whole time we've been looking for somebody to come back and save us. It's been the whole motherfucking time problem.
Flourishing. Some African-American communities are prospering, like the residents of Greenwood in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
You went from this to projects. Look at those historical buildings. Where's them niggas at? Where Ling and where's motherfucking Zuckerberg? All them motherfuckers.
His footage was lost for more than 50 years. Jones captures the bustling life of Greenwood, which could be any American small town.
He said, which could be any American small town. Yeah, where we was. This is why they flooded your motherfucking towns. They hated you to see you with everything.
In May 1921, after a black man is accused of assaulting a white woman, a white mob rampages through the city. For a night and a day, they loot and burn Greenwood.
They only talk about Greenwood, but they ain't talk. You can tell that's a bomb. Look at that smoke.
It is the bloodiest racial
Look at it.
massacre in American history, leaving nearly 300 dead.
And for those who came in late, the other footage that they got, see, they like to leave out shit. Trying to make this small later. You know, they like to leave out shit. We're gonna show this. We're gonna show the rest on me and my cousin Zoe got another bill coming this week. I guess we will do it in a couple of days, and hopefully we'll be able to get the matriarchs. Hopefully Lyrica, you know, if she's not, because she's still working, y'all. Let me stop sharing. And I'm gonna play some music. I did want to show y'all one video to show y'all that they've recently bombed us. This is how low down and cruel. They don't want you to, they want to kill you off. It's basically what the fuck they want to do. They want to kill you off. They want this land. They sell, you know, the fucking Chinese, all them in on this shit. All them in on this shit. Because they buying up all the fucking land that these niggas literally selling them land that they don't even own. You can't make this up, man. Can't make it up. I'll show you this last one, y'all, because I want y'all to see what they do now, y'all. It's nothing new. They just recently did this at 85 to my motherfucking people. They want y'all to think that we're some savages and we deserve this shit. Like I said, hypothetically speaking, just say that they did bring you from another land. Why the fuck are they attacking you? The fuck? You ain't done that to these motherfucking savages. The fuck? They hated to see you with everything. They hated to see you, goddamn it, a piece of bread. This motherfuckers, they didn't have shit. Sorry motherfuckers didn't have a goddamn thing. This was just recently in Philadelphia.
Underway on a street in Philadelphia tonight.
There was gunshots, thousands of rounds of bullets from the police.
Police moved in with tear gas and water cannon.
They wanted to kill our children.
I had recommended to use an explosive entry device.
He recommended.
Smoke was coming in.
He recommended this.
They dropped the bomb on us.
Police allowed the blaze to burn an hour and a half.
Oh, they just thought that was in the early 1900s. They did that shit. No, this was in 1985.
No justification for what they did.
They done burn up 2 blocks. Explain that.
I never imagined that the government would drop a bomb on a row house in Philadelphia.
It's an embarrassment to the city of Philadelphia.
Fair use, educational purposes for the true history of America.
When the police dropped a bomb on me and my family May 13th of 1985 and killed 11 of my family members, I was there. I was born and raised in West Philadelphia. I went to Temple University and I was headed to law school. But after I met Move, I wanted to be a revolutionary. MOVE is a revolutionary organization founded by John Africa that believes in revolution.
John Africa.
Not in fighting.
They always give your ass motherfucking heroes. Trust me.
I joined MOVE in 1979. I was listening to what was happening with MOVE and could not believe that the cops were attacking MOVE the way they were.
Until today, there was a house in Philadelphia filled with...
Y'all, let me tell y'all something about this government. This government gives you motherfucking heroes. This is how they get you. They put people in place for you to follow. Because once you think that, oh, they got them and finna take the shit, we finna got them and take over and all that. This is what the fuck they do. This is the fuck they do, y'all. This type of shit. You notice it said, oh, his name was something Africa. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sick of niggas. I want to show y'all that it's nothing new, y'all. When they bombed us, they still do. They just did this in 85. I want to play this small clip before I get the fuck out of here. On my boy Ab TV's channel of motherfucking Biden goddamn ass. I want y'all to read between
peoples. Even though the Latinos act like they ain't got no.
I don't know why everything blue over here. Now come on and play. Quit playing. This is the motherfucker with Chucks and Pearls. This is Chucks and Pearls, y'all. Niggas don't even know the harm that they do with saying black. You calling yourself property of United States.
Make a Puerto Rican, you gotta mix some shit together. Newsflash. In order to make a Colombian, so let's hear what creepy ass Joe. Let's hear what creepy ass Joe.
Let's show y'all this nigga throw shots at niggas. And niggas got them and ran down there and got in line to vote this motherfucker in.
The Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things. Yes, and by the way, what you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community.
You know why he say that?
Just listen to the underhanded talk.
The nigga literally sitting here underhanding you niggas. The nigga was throwing shots at you. Y'all didn't catch that? Y'all didn't catch it. He was throwing shots. Fair use is my brother app, TV.
Or I can Facebook it to you. Anything.
Oh, he was talking to me. I
just need to know what social media and where you at on the social media. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'll make sure I get it to you before we where I get out of here. Shit, it might be on YouTube, Auntie, to be honest.
And by the way, what you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about
different attitudes.
Yes, and by the way, what you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things. Yes, and by the way, what you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions.
I wanted him to fit it because he basically talks shit about us.
The Latino community.
You know why he said the Latino community?
Right.
Because they're washing out their fucking people. They believe in mixing because they believe in the lighter skin color, complexion. That's why. So what he's saying is, no matter what they try to make like that, we do mix outside our people. Majority of us still stay within our people. You do have a couple motherfuckers that love bestiality, and we'll go lay with other motherfucking ethnicities. Yes, black and mental. So this nigga literally trying to say, well, they won't do it though. You know, we gotta whitewash. They don't want to whitewash out their goddamn people. That's what he's saying. It's basically what he just said. That the Latinos is with the programming. They believe in self-hate. And exactly what the fuck this nigga just said, but you niggas ran down with chucks and pearls on. You niggas went out your way to go purchase chucks and pearls for a nigga that literally him and motherfucking Clinton called y'all super predators. He was the one that started the bill. The Clintons the one that carried it out for his motherfucking ass. But you niggas thinking a vote is gonna goddamn it get you out of poverty. Until you get these niggas the fuck up out of here and go back into your goddamn nation, do your genealogy, find out who the fuck you are. Because black ain't no goddamn nationality. No such thing as black people. I know a lot of you niggas want to hold on to that shit. Ain't no such thing as black people. There's no black land, no motherfucking black language, and no black motherfucking flag. Niggas creating shit. Foundation Black, a motherfucking American. Creating shit. Like I said the other day, your name is your nation. Why you think they sold those motherfuckers? Resurrect your bloodline. These niggas want you to think you came from a whole nother landmass so they can keep running with your wealth. They literally keep bringing in allies to come here to get them and fight y'all. Have y'all noticed y'all the only niggas that don't get deported when you go do jail time? If you niggas was foreigner, you would have been the fuck up out of here. They know damn well they can't deport the motherfuckers unless they agree to be deported. Even with the American Colonization Society, those people agreed to get the fuck away from these goddamn people. We ain't going nowhere that way. Bitches. You got niggas over here hating on you because you the motherfuckers that own every goddamn thing. Now you run around here, goddamn it, crying and shit. Know who the fuck you are. Quit that motherfucker sitting up on a goddamn couch tell you, go take a DNA test. But when you take the goddamn DNA test, it leads you to a group of people, but not a person in there. You got to be able to tap them on. Just like you do one in America and you can tell you that's your cousin in America. And why the fuck they can't do that over in fucking Africa? They can tell you that's your daddy. You can go say, hey, daddy. But why the fuck they can't do that in Africa? Better yet, why the motherfuckers in Africa, when they come here, because they leave and come over here for the goddamn time. Why they ain't coming up here telling you that you, they motherfucking relative? It works both ways. How the fuck it's gonna take you to another place, but it ain't bringing the people from over there over here? Because better get, they shouldn't be testing people that's still up and able to move from one country to another country. Just like my mom is from Tennessee. She met my father in Biloxi. So you will see the patterns, even when you go do your genealogy, you will see where your people have moved around in America. You will see they didn't stay in one place. Because I showed that video, how they went down to Florida to do fucking work, how they went up north to get them and pick strawberries. This is what our people done. And they wasn't in rags. They always try to find a motherfucker dressed in rags. Those are props. Always, even at brokest, we don't never look motherfucking raggedy. You'll never know we motherfucking broke unless we told you we was broke. Our people didn't stay in one motherfucking spot. So how the fuck you gonna take me to some motherfuckers over in Africa and say they're my motherfucking people? Because those people migrated there. at Petuwa State, my brother Stephen Ray Clay. They migrated there. So you gonna tell me, oh, I'm gonna go and test a bunch of people that's still moving around the goddamn world. What about the bones, nigga? This in the soil. It's easy to trace them down because, nigga, they ain't moving. They ain't walking nowhere. They ain't getting on no planes, nigga. They ain't on no trains, nigga. It's easy to test the bones of ground. Why you not testing those, nigga? All the motherfucking man gang. They man fucking y'all with the bullshit. And those motherfucking Pan-Africans is playing a part in it. Those niggas are playing a part in it. I told y'all at this point, them niggas are agents. Y'all better wake up. They always giving y'all motherfucking heroes. They've been giving you heroes since they've been taking your goddamn land. And we got plenty more videos, y'all, to show y'all of the greatness. Don't let these people keep fooling y'all. Do your genealogy. Know your bloodline. Got these folks, goddamn it, man, fucking y'all talking about, Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, guess who's Sierra Leone? Go look at the flag of Sierra Leone. Those motherfuckers that left up out of here trying to get away from the Caucasians because they got tired of them. What's this? Chief Standing Bull? Yeah, we the Aboriginal. That's Aboriginal is a descriptive term, but by law we use Indian because it's in law. It's in law. So quit letting people lump y'all up and tell y'all something that you're not. Do your genealogy. Trace your lineage. Know your lineage. How motherfuckers up there and got them on that motherfucking rack ass couch always talking about King Tut and them and don't even know their own lineage. That should make y'all crossing right there. Y'all sitting there in the chest with motherfuckers don't even know their own lineage, but telling you about another motherfucker. It's just like you Jesus loving motherfuckers. Everybody loving Jesus, but Jesus ain't came back and saved no motherfucking body. And guess what? He ain't even on your goddamn tree. How you know about this nigga and don't know who your third and fourth great grandmama is? How does that work? How you know more about the next nigga bloodline and don't know your own bloodline? That don't work. Your bloodline is your business. That's your business. It's time for us to take care of business. Because we don't allow these niggas to get, goddamn it, 50, I say over 200 years. We can count when they got here in the 1890s. You just heard them say they just got here in the 1890s. They've been a little over 100, about 100 and some years. They've been here taking your shit from you. Yeah, fuck Jesus. That whole part. I'm going to play a couple songs before I get up out of here. But like I said, your bloodline is your business. Resurrect your bloodline. A lot of us ain't going to find Indian on our records because due to classification. And then when you're going into Ancestry, a lot of this stuff is already typed in. You know goddamn well we wasn't typing in a motherfucking thing. And these bitches couldn't even read when they first got here. Go back and I'm going to put that video in here again. I'm going to try to go back and find it that I played the other day. They said they didn't even know how to speak English. They didn't even know how to write their name. So how the fuck was they going out doing sister taking? Oh, they was us doing our own shit. Because we took care of business over here. We had Wall Streets over here. Bitches. You bitches didn't know a motherfucking thing about no goddamn Wall Street. You broke ass son of a bitches. Hold on, y'all. Peace, love, and light. Thank y'all for coming out and building with us. She said now we need to get together. I'm going to call you, she said now, because we got to matriarch. They want us to do a matriarch deal. And I want to do one too. I miss you, she said now. Me and my cousin Zoe going to do another live this week too.
Everybody hot and black was never on your side. They too mad to tell your apps where you sleep at night. They
put that white man on.
Got you begging them for answers.
Like that white man know.
Had you swearing you was African, that's that white man home. Had you proud to be a savage, that's that white man's zone. And I ain't talking shit, this my definition. And being savage was our nation, y'all be non-existent. We done took your ass out when we was in them kitchens. Instead of showing you how to live and how to maintain business. White supremacy fake. Only way that shit real is if you do what they say. We the guns to the gate. So when they say they fear God, now you know what they made.
Shoot some, move some, shoot some, move some. Put us in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that boom, he gon' go down. Shoot some, move some, shoot some, move some. Put us in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that boom, he gon' go down.
Every day my niggas dying, they don't know the truth. How the hell you close to God, we don't know it's you. Yo, how the hell you supposed to survive, we don't know the shoot. He should've died, you let him slide, cause he look just like you. I tried to tell him all skin ain't kin. Everybody ain't your partner, everybody ain't your friend. How the hell they supposed to help when they the ones that put you in? They don't struggle how we struggle, they can't get it how we live. Can't be scared to die when we already dead. Either way, your life is stake, no matter how you play it. My higher self said we should choose remain godly. My lower want these motherfucking bodies. Infiltrate they circles like a motherfucking ivy. Take them to the south and put them down like I'll be Bobby. They don't want equality in this club, they want these problems. Killers right beside me, snap full of chicken models.
Shoot some, move some, shoot some, move some. Put us in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that boom, he gon' go down. Shoot some, move some, shoot some, move some. Put us in the same room, he gon' go down. Hit a nigga with that boom, he gon' go down.
That was Trey Ali. This is Threads 3000.
Yeah, truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. The truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't.
Peace, love, and light to all my American Indians, aka as known as American Aborigines.
Realize, it ain't legalized. Realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Realize. Yeah. Slavery was a long time ago. How? Same motherfuckers still here right now. Colonized on our land ahead of us. Changed our name
so much they scared of us.
Children of the film, y'all don't come to us. Pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Talking about America. Pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Even up the playing field, bitch, I'm darn. How you a victim, bitch, you a Karen. Cognitive dissonance, you don't need sperm. You got white privilege, so you don't need sperm. Looking at my homeland, man, I can't believe her. Colonials came here, they ain't never leave her. Indians ain't die off cause we heard. You ain't got a lot, just say
happy Sunday to you too, say. I love all y'all.
Ain't get rid of us. All Europeans, nationalized citizens, made all the Indians niggas on the census. 1492, we was on the fences. Civil rights movement, we was so defensive.
Much love to you, Ashley.
Common law rights. Give us amendments.
That Kentucky, all right.
First slave 1619 was all white. 1200 wasn't no continent. All white. Europe named after a black woman. I grafted it come from us. Do research. Go within. Quit listening to teacher. And the new kid got voice coming out the speaker. Cut our trees down and made us weaker. Really they fun of the shit get steeper. Whites don't know where whites come from either. I'm Aboriginal. We come from the ether. Rooting over us in our land. That's evil. Being colonized right now. Black people. Prisoner of the war. That's why it ain't equal. Wake up everybody. Don't be no sheep. Freedom ain't free, really freedom is illegal. And we can't get mad at this. Whites act like we can't see the advantages. Privilege is real, they working in management. Low down dirty, but they calling us savage. They want you to think they above us. All white people are part-time judges. I ain't no racist, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no African, but they my brothers. Been lied to, I got built up anger. You built everything, still waiting on the savior. Don't call yourself black, please do me that favor. Black tourmaline will protect you from a hater. Listening to your oppressors is dangerous. Gave us a Bible and stole our nation. Said we couldn't read what we didn't know the language. Kept us on paper because we didn't see the danger. Caucasian, American Indian, keep the religion. Skin copper color look just like a penny. Wanted our land and you called us stingy. Ain't no Democrats there to get a pension. We got ancestors, but the papers is missing. Kings and queens, we just can't remember. Remember who you are, just like Simba. Now they got a vax, we don't want that in us. George Washington is a night president. United States, 10 square blocks, look it up. White people really the minorities, look it up. Courtrooms don't got authorities, look it up. You want me to say stop governing me? Gave me a straw man, it's really not me. Why you don't keep it 100 with me? True, walking around free. Made this song for the truth, don't hate it. Masters, right? Told in reverse, I'll state it. Please to the press, somebody gotta say it. Nicole. That's the reason I made it. History is his story. History is his story. History. Yes, I'm gonna work on getting Rod Stewart back over here, y'all. I am, sis. That's my last video. History is his story. I got one more song, and then I want to. Well, let me go and play that video. New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm going to play this, and then I'll play the last song before I get up out of here, you guys. Please, if y'all down in New Orleans, please come and share your energy. You know, it's time for us to get back to us. We've been worried about everybody but our own, y'all. It's time to get back to us. It is a must. It's time for us to come together so we can start using this energy to get these motherfuckers the fuck on up out of here with their dumb asses. How you gonna come and mistreat the fucking landlords? I know y'all some dumb motherfuckers. Hold on, y'all. Come on. Pick up.
New Orleans, Louisiana. Let's get ready for a weekend that we'll all never forget. Starting July 22nd, 2022, the Chapatula Nation,
please
in
come out,
with Tribe Express,
bring your positive energy.
American Aborigine Forum. This event will consist of art exhibits, speakers, vendors, guest artists, and an amazing meet and greet. This will all take place at the Regency Reception Hall, 7300 Downman Road, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70128. The forum will take place from 1 to 5 p.m. This is open to the public, and it is absolutely free. After we set things off Friday night with the American Aboriginal Forum, Saturday night, July 23rd, it's a Dress to Impress event. We're going to get flashy and classy at the Deck to the Nines Gala with live music by Sarah Nevels, Omari Nevels and the Fuel, Chief Cali, Job Bricks, and more. This will also go down at the Regency Reception Hall from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Tickets for guests and table for the dinner is $100.
That's what's up. Y'all plan on making the travel down? Yes, yes. That's what I'm talking about.
The weekend, the same way we started, with positivity and high vibrations.
Yes.
Sunday, July 24th, is the Green Corn Festival. This is a celebration of Aborigine culture with food, Indian drummer, vendors, and more. This is also free and open to the public. This will all jump off at 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Armstrong Park, 701 North Rampart Street, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70128. You guys don't want to miss this event. You definitely want to be there for the gala. Pull out your best. Let's go. Let's stand up and show the world who we are. Yeah, the Chapatula Nation and Tribe Express presents the American Aborigine Forum, the Deck to the Nines Gala, and the Green Corn Festival going down July 22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
Thank you, Mama Bear.
Louisiana. Be there.
Okay, y'all. This is Chief Cali.
Yeah, the hell y'all niggas on, huh? I heard somebody let the FBA niggas in the back door, nigga. What y'all niggas doing, nigga? Huh? Yeah. Type of shit y'all on. I thought y'all niggas was for the struggle, nigga. That black shit. Y'all let this nigga walk in here and turn y'all into motherfucking foundation of black Aboriginal tribes. 365, my niggas fight solid and toes on the ground. We stand on everything we say we do. Cause ain't no sucker shit around that's allowed. Real niggas that'll look in your eyes. We the niggas can't hang around. I told you before that your niggas ain't solid like mine. Nigga, I put that on trial. Nigga, I put that on trial. Nigga, I put that on trial. Yo, niggas ain't solid, your niggas is flawed. Them niggas ain't nothing like mine. Niggas ain't ready to stand up and fight. Nigga, I'm watching the shit with my eyes. My day ain't no black aboriginals join the eyes. Niggas so out on the trial. Hey, yo, niggas ain't nothing like mine. Yo, niggas sold out on the trial. We on some other shit, nigga, no lie. Whatever y'all niggas is on it, we on this shit too. We some mid-percentages, nigga. We wild style, fuck, nigga. Let's get this shit clear. We ain't them other niggas. You gon' expect us, so shit gon' get hectic. Now, how you won't go about this fuck shit? Nigga, you gotta be out your mind. Thinking you about to come take us eyes. We ain't them Indians riding no dick. We the ones that's gon' fuck up your life. Laugh now, nigga, cry later. On site, that's the game we playing. Remember how Toby had got his ass beating in roots? Well, your ass can get this shit too. Fuck with them other niggas on, nigga. They make you walk up in here with your agenda. Fuck all that black shit you talking and spitting. You gon' respect these American Indians, huh? You gon' respect the fact that we indigenous. You gon' respect the fact that we original. We ain't them African niggas you playing with. You gon' get fucked up by real aboriginals. We ain't let you in, they did. We ain't sucking dick, they is. That black nigga told all you niggas to jump in. You FBA Indians winning Jamaica. Y'all rockin' with every day. Them niggas ain't real, man. Them niggas fake. Them niggas character fly it all. And you willingly standing there kid a snake. Yeah, that's some different shit, nigga. I can't. Them niggas ain't solid, they fight every day. Gonna fuck up your life and your background and life, but murder your name out his head in your face. Huh? 365, my niggas ride. Solid and souls on ground. We stand on everything say that we do. Cause ain't no sucker shit around us alive. Real niggas that'll look in your eyes. We the niggas can't hang around. I told you before that your niggas ain't solid like mine. Nigga, I put that on trial. Nigga, I put that on trial. Nigga, I put that on trial. Your niggas ain't solid, your niggas is flawed. Them niggas ain't nothing like mine. Niggas ain't ready to stand up and fight. Nigga, I'm watching this shit with my eyes. My day, you know, black aboriginals joining the eyes. Niggas so out.
Chiefs are now. Can you put the link in there for the ticket?
Yo, niggas so out of the tribe. We on some other shit. Whatever y'all niggas is on it, we on that shit too. We some mid-percentages, nigga, we wild.
I got one. Damn, y'all.
What the hell is that?
I keep forgetting about your new video that he did. Try to promote the new music, y'all.
The moment you realize it's people that
this
you
is
love.
3000 new joint, y'all. Like my sister Lyrica say, we got our own revolution music.
We at war, Everybody can't go down. Some of us vibing high. Everybody can't go down. Some of y'all might leave family behind. Everybody can't go down. Could have completed, but you get deleted. Some people are defeated, so you feel deleted. And knowledge is medicine, knowing you need it. If everyone go, I'ma know that you treated. You think I'm conceited, I'm feeling completed. Life is a game and I'm planning to beat it.
That's hard.
Life is a game and I'm planning to beat it. Everybody can't go, though, beat it. You was ascending and start to win. No pretending, actually win. Low vibrations, boxy win. Who keep letting them toxins in? All my people are toxin us. Everyone on our toxin land. Hating like cosmology. I am the source, I go within. I can't go unless I go to win. Really, a God supposed to win. Anyone that's trying to get with me, just start doing the most you in. Trying to turn up, it goes to 10. Blood type O, you almost in. Minarchin, we all go in. G, I'm a rule, we all go in. Ready to water, but can't make you drink. No, I'm not here to just make you think. If anything, I'm here to just make you fight. It's all just make you right. Everybody ain't with it. Let me tell you, I don't like breathing. Freedom ain't free, you broke, I get it. Let me tell you, don't like breathing. Can't even wake you up, you sleeping. Niggas are sleeping, scalping season. Some of y'all sleep through all this treason. Government beefing, now you vegan. Need autonomy, really don't need them. Now we rise, this house is freedom. Really gonna hurt my heart to leave. Really gonna hurt my heart to leave. This assimilation or cycles, they be hating on you for survival. That's why I don't mess with the Bible. Ain't nobody tribal going viral. We original, we hold the title. Lot of work to do, how you idle. Ain't no false idols in they bio. We ancient for ancient in Ohio. Say what you want and do what you do, but I'm starting to get, I don't know about you. Gotta go with you, can't go on YouTube. If you think you know, you ain't got no clue. Say what you want and do what you do, but I'm starting to get it, I don't know if you do. Gotta go with you, can't go on YouTube. You thinking you know, you ain't got no clue. War, we at war. Everybody can't go down. Some of us vibing high. Everybody can't go down. Some of y'all might leave family behind. Everybody can't go down. Could have completed, you get deleted. Some people are defeated, so you feel deleted. And knowledge is medicine, knowing you need it. If everyone go, I'ma know that you treated. You think I'm conceited, I'm feeling completed. Life is a game and I'm planning to beat it. Life is a game and I'm planning to beat it. Gotta be. Everybody can't go, though, beat it.
They off of on performing. I think Chief put everybody in that's performing. Trey will be there. We did try to reach out to King Azir. I don't think anybody was able to get in touch with him. This is Trey Ali. He'll be there. All them, man, going down. This is my last song, y'all, and I'm out. This ain't no but a 2-minute song. But he put it down in 2 minutes, y'all.
Family in this bitch. Real American. I'm from here, I ain't come here.
You hear what he said? He from here, I didn't come here.
Say cop on my club, hop out for my brothers, but I do not think that these hoes understand. And landed the bed when they burn down your channels, through niggas and slammers, equality dead. Fuck it, I up, they came back from my virgin, the fact of my colors, the crown with the feds. Watch how you pacify when you be passing by, calling you black, like calling you dead. Y'all came to the land of the free and the home for the brave. Forgot that it's not where you stayed. So having babies and switching your name and land on the dies, you taking their place. Don't forget Democrats pushing your city back, casting your vocals, put you in the grave. You write your history, filling with misery, lying, told everyone we was the slaves. Where your ancestors from? What name you took on? What boat did you bitches come on? If you had a sponsorship, you got a Thompson and see, but my people been here all along. Calling us African must be an accident. Claiming you American shit is just wrong. Clarification in case you mistaken. Sit back and remember the words of this song. Obama is not American. Mitch McConnell is not American. You crackers is not American. Pan-African is not American. Remember, there's two Americans. We the old, not the new Americans. Man, look how they do Americans. Black people, the true Americans. Sorry, not sorry.
Peace, love, and light. Thank y'all for coming out and joining me on this Sunday. We're going to have a couple bills we're going to do this week. Hopefully, I'm going to call Chisa now and see when we can set up a matriarch bill. And my cousin Zoe, part 3 to the real American Indians. We'll be doing that bill this week. So peace, love, and light. And everybody have a masterful rest of the evening in my Nana Woo Woo voice. I'm out.